Hey everybody, happy new year. I just was reading potatoes, potatoes, and more potatoes. You crack me up. I love that name. Oh, happy. Oh, you're excited. Couldn't wait to hear from you. That is so cute. Oh, thank you, Michelle, for the super sticker. I'm gonna do a giveaway today. It's gonna be for members only. Just I'm gonna do a couple giveaways like for everybody, but I want to do this one because I've been wanting to do it for like a Christmas New Year's one. There's actually two members only giveaways. The one was a long time coming. It was a quilt that was made. Oh my God, it was made like last year. Do you guys remember me talking about the quilt that Diana, right, and Gail, they collabed and made this? Their quilts are amazing. If you remember the one quilt I had, I use as my background for my logo they made for me. So that one they wanted specifically to be for members. So I'm gonna open that up later today. So that'll be a members giveaway. And the thing is with that, if you're not like into quilts and it's not gonna be something that you're gonna really like, then don't even sign up for it. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it up in a way where, especially the quilt one, because not everybody might not want a quilt. So I want somebody so that wins it that actually really could appreciate it. Because I know like a lot of hard work went into making it. So I'll try to maybe I'll get a form where like if you were interested in that giveaway. And that one you have to be in the country because the shipping it's really heavy and it would probably to ship it like across across like for two different countries probably going to be way ridiculous. But the gift card, I'm going to do an Amazon $50 gift card. This one you don't have. You could be wherever. So this is for so those are two members ones and then I'm going to do some just like sub ones too. I got to figure out how what I want to give because I have like a lot of merch I want to get give away and like I have I don't know I have some things that I would like to do. Um, but yeah, so these two are the members ones. So if you want to be a member, and I just uploaded the me and Juliet's New York trip for the members video. Those members, they set it up different where it comes up like when you originally like usually upload members, it'll just go to your community post, but it came up where it was like it uploaded somewhere. I don't know where, but then I uploaded it specifically to community posts. So I don't know. I think they're redoing their system or something, which could be good. Oh, yay, lady. Thank you for redoing it. Thank you. Yeah, go check out the new video I did. Hey, Anna, you're a quilting nerd? Okay. Well, um, oh, cool. Well, yeah, then you'll be interested in it. Definitely sign up for that one. I'm going to show it here in a little bit. I'm going to we'll talk a little bit about Bryan for a little bit and then I'll show you the quilt. I haven't even opened it up. She sent it to me, but I seen like pictures of it. Um, hey Jenna, hey Dolores. So I don't think that the Bryan, I don't think his court is going to be. Supposedly there's no videos allowed in it, but I'm gonna be following like Bryan Enton and see because he's gonna be inside. I guess he said to see what he's posting. Have you guys seen? I mean, it's still no cameras, right, for Bryan's court today at 3:30. What is it? 3 at 3:30. So, I mean, I don't think we're going to be able to see anything. I'm going to play a little clip of him walking in, which I'm sure a lot of you guys already seen. But I don't know. Is there a change? Do you know? Last I heard, there was no camera. So, but that Bryan, like I said he would be inside, like hopefully sending, posting things of what's going on, which I don't think much is going to happen. He's just going to waive his extradition or whatever, waive it, which is good actually, because that means he's going to get transported to Idaho quicker, which will make the affidavit be released quicker, right? That's how I took what that would mean as far as how it's going to affect us. Hey Chuck, thank you for joining, Chuck Marie. Thank you. So we got Chuck and Lady Tie Dye. Wait, I didn't even realize your name, Lady Tie Dye. I love it. You like tie dyes? And oh my God, wait, who was the one that wanted to make me a tie dye? I would love it. I need to get caught up on like emails and there's a couple people that wanted to make some tie dyes. If you are one of those persons, email me again. Okay, so oh really, Chuck? Whoa. Oh, cool, lady. Well then, yeah, you sign up for it for sure. You know what I should do actually? I should even do my logo one a giveaway, but I don't know if anybody would even want it for like a quilt. I don't know. I mean, it's cool for me because I had it for my background, but like, would anybody want the, I'll take down my green screen and show you guys here a little bit later, the quilt that she made. It's behind my green screen. that I used to use for my background. It's so awesome. She put like little skulls and roses in the stitching in it. It's so cool because like I'm a Deadhead, Grateful Dead fan, Deadhead, and you know their some of their symbols or things that they use a lot is like the skulls, the steal your face, the roses. So she just like stitched them into the freaking quilts. Awesome, yeah. Um, okay, so I know I should. You're right. Well, she made me 2 actually. So I even if I got rid of one, I still have another one she made me. But yeah, I know I should. I love it, but I was just wondering, I'm thinking like, could anybody else use it more than me like at the time since now I'm using my green screen, but I love it though. Wait, I got my belly button pierced at a Grateful Dead concert. Are you serious? That's awesome. That's awesome. Wow. So how's everybody's New Year's? Did you guys have a good New Year's Eve? Anybody have any crazy stories? So I'm just gonna like kind of go through just I mean, you know, some of the stuff just looking up Brian and just some of the stuff that I've been finding. Uh that one though video that's been going around though. Have you guys seen that JFCO or whatever that's like 1972? That's not Brian, guys, because he put out a video just like what 15 hours ago or whatever. It's like I'm guilty. I'm in like no, I'm innocent. Like how whatever he said. Obviously, he can't be making videos if he's in jail. So no, it did look like I mean, I always started just today. I just started trying to catch up on things. I'm like, wow, that looks like his reflection. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? Those of you guys have been following it. There's that TikTok that everybody thought it was Brian because he had like details about the murder. But the thing is, this video that I was going to play for you last week was a different guy that was saying like the same details he was saying. And I never got around to playing it. So I think it's just somebody like with some of these details or whatever. The guy that I'm talking about, he had like red hair and a beard. And some people were like suspicious of him. This is before they arrested Brian, right? So some people were like suspicious of him. And I had the video I was going to play before they even arrested because I was going to play it for you guys. Like, what do you guys think of this guy? He's like giving like these details. And it seems like they're pretty similar details of this guy with the reflection, but it doesn't look like it's the same guy. But anyway, so obviously it's not him. He's doing current videos. So you guys, because I still see like people that are commenting like 2 hours old under his TikTok saying like, we know it's you, Brian, but how could it be Brian if he's currently uploading videos? You know what I'm saying? It can't be. I mean, I guess somebody could have already had him. No, it can't be because he even said, you know, I'm guilty or I'm innocent till proven guilty. Well, it couldn't be like well, I guess you could like pre-record it. Be like, if I get arrested, play this, but no, it's not. This guy that he even says in that one video that everybody's all suspicious of, he says that he has a family member that works for law enforcement. So he has like inside information or whatever, which I don't know if I totally believe that because then he just like, I mean, so he could get that guy in trouble. Okay. Yeah, let's look at that video real quick when he exits the van. We'll watch that real quick, Brian, and then we'll. Do you guys know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this video that's going around these TikTok or no? I mean, I could play it, but do most of you guys already know about it? I just wanted to let you know that there's no way that that's him because there's some people that are still trying to figure it out. And like I said, I'd be willing to bet it can't be with him currently releasing videos as we speak. Okay. Hold on. Let me get a couple videos uploaded. Or yeah, okay. So you guys know. I figured most of you guys would probably already know. I just wanted to kind of address it because which one do I want to play? There's one that's a little bit longer when he walks out. Hold on, let me see. Is this the
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
How are you feeling?
How's it going, Brian?
I want to see where that.
Are you ready to go to Idaho?
When he looks over, I wanted to.
Brian.
Where does he look over at? Hold on a second. I'm just gonna rewind it because there's one part where he must. Yeah, there we go. Wait, hold on.
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
How are you feeling?
How's it going, Brian?
Why did you do it?
Are you ready to go to
Idaho? Why did you do it?
You last time in Pennsylvania, Brian.
for joining. It's Ashley. Yo. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, Bryan, did you do it?
How you feeling?
How you feeling,
I said we're doing. I'm doing. You'll have a chance to win 2 giveaways. And then I just put out the new video for members. So yeah, that's him walking in. I'm sure most of you guys already seen that. And there's a couple interesting just from the last like day or whatever, just that like News Nation put out. There's this one that I figured we could just watch a few while we're waiting. Hold on. This one right here. Have you guys seen this video? With this? Or no?
Yeah, it was.
Oh shoot, hold on.
I mean, I was, just like sleeping here on the couch in my parents' house, and I woke up to all these tweets that were like, "Oh, they got the guy," and of course, this has been something that everyone in Pullman has been following, everyone in the whole Pullman Moscow area, and so I look on my phone and I see the guy's name and I see the picture, and I'm thinking that looks a lot like my TA, who's also named Bryan, but that would be crazy, and so I went and I checked my email, to see the emails I'd had with him and the name matched and everything, and yeah, it was just like totally jarring, totally shocking to realize that this person that had been, kind of grading my papers was, allegedly this like horrible murderer.
Okay, real quick. Bryan tweeted 6 minutes ago. He said, "Going inside courtroom now." Bryan Kohberger hearing, cameras and live tweeting not allowed. So we're not going to be able to get a tweet till after the hearing, which I'm guessing is only going to be like 15 minutes. I mean, he's just going to waive his extradition, and then you know what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to be long at all. But so he said hearings set to start at 3:30. So okay.
Yeah, no, entirely. All our interactions came in the form of the class, and not even like office hours. Like it was all within the confines of a lecture hall. He was pretty strict as far as grading goes. When he came into class, he was very, not super mentally present. He would stand up at the front, look at the ground. He had a lot of like boilerplate responses he would give people rather than, maybe something he had thought up on the spot. It seemed like he would be, he'd come in knowing what he was going to say to like most interactions. And then when he would grade your papers, he would be grading you on what he ended up calling like a higher standard. But it really felt like to us was he was grading us like he would have graded himself as a PhD student. And so that was just kind of like, we were all annoyed by him. And so I knew his name, I knew like, oh, TA Bryan, like he sucks at this. Like he's grading us too harshly. And that was like an annoyance, but obviously beyond that, we just thought he was a little weird and kind of, a bad grader. Yeah, he actually only left me good comments, which is just kind of silly. Like the only ones I could send in were nice ones, but for most people, he was being pretty harsh in the comments. I just, for whatever reason, he was being.
We'll do a poll, Anna. Let's see how many people think he's innocent. You're always going to have like what was the last case where I was surprised that there was like a big chunk of people that thought something. I can't remember now what it was, but I did like a poll. All right, I'm going to play this. I'm going to do a poll, Anna, and see how many people. And yeah, I might open up the panel here in a minute. I want to play a few videos though first that I thought were interesting. Have you guys seen this one? And then there's a couple screenshots. Like, did you guys see the one where it looks like it's probably Bryan that's in those the Facebook group? Because there's one question that he asked, like exactly like the survey question. I'm gonna show you that in a minute. I don't know if you guys seen that. It's like it's crazy. I guess it's not that crazy to think he would be involved, like that he would be a part of like the chat, because obviously he's interested in what people think about it and think. So for him to be involved in a part of like the groups and stuff, it really isn't that weird, I guess, but it's just kind of creepy to see it, All right, hold on. Let me do the poll real quick.
Pretty good to me. Yeah, actually, we had, our professor was big on the idea that like, if we're all going to be attorneys someday, then we have to know how to argue our case. And so he scheduled a day where everyone, came in ready to argue to get their grades up, and he brought in Bryan and he was like, all right, go at him. And he had Bryan stand up, and everyone was, you know, like a few people were on his side because they wanted to keep
Thanks,
their high
Tracy.
grades and not like have
Thank
questions
you.
be cut out or whatever. But for the most part, it was like, you know, half of a 150-person class just asking him all these real critical questions,
Laura.
and he would answer. And he'd actually he tried pretty hard to defend himself, which was the kind of thing that our professor loved. He wanted the like courtroom environment.
What up, girl?
And so so there was just a period of class where we were all sort of arguing about this. Not, I mean, it wasn't like yelling or anything, but it was certainly conflict, you know?
I don't know why we can't hear what they're asking him though. Okay, so I'm just gonna
Yeah, we just it would have been about a month before winter break when like the murders happened. And we didn't obviously build our framework for this around that because we had no reason to connect him to that, you know, at the time. But definitely around then, he started grading everybody just 100s, not like you pretty much, if you turned something in, you were getting high marks. And he stopped leaving notes. It was just
John.
you know, he seemed preoccupied is what I would have said at the time. And now obviously he seems like he was probably pretty preoccupied.
I know, Rebecca. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I think they have a pretty solid case, but I think I'm curious to see how many people are gonna vote on this poll. Like, there's always that minority of people that think, you know, which is fine. I'm open to, you know, all opinions. But the people that are saying no to this question, like, can you, well, if you want to be anonymous and you don't want people to know you're one of the people that thinks he's innocent, but like, if you're open about it, like, can you write in the comments of why, like, who do you think did it and why do you think he's innocent? Because I'm very curious about that. Because supposedly, yeah, they have his DNA and stuff. So, oh, but did you guys see? Oh, that guy, that JCSO, the guy that says he has inside information, which maybe we will watch his latest video because and if he is legit and he have some information, I don't know if he really does have an inside connection. He said, and maybe the Steve, I don't know if Steve's came out and said anything yet, Steve Gonzalez, but he said that the connection between Kaylee and him is Kaylee and him like 2 years ago were at the bar interacting and they think that she went home with him. Bryan, I'm talking about. Did you guys hear that? So they think that she went home with him and they had like maybe like a one night stand, or at least, you know, who knows what they did if she went home with him, but they were talking at the bar and supposedly is what this guy said, that she went home with him and then she never called him back. And like he reached out to her, I think he said 27 times and she never responded. So that's what he's saying the connection is. But have you guys heard that? So like that he's just all hurt, like, you know, he got rejected basically. I don't know. We'll watch that after this because it's worth kind of watching. If this, I mean, this guy could be full of it, but we did hear Steve say that he did find a connection, but he can't say right now. So what if that's the connection, that they did have like a date, or you know, they had a date that they talked for a minute and then she rejected him. You think that? I don't know. Like I said, this is all just hearsay. This is from this guy that. You think he needs a shut up pointer lever? All right, let's finish watching this video and then I'll show you the guy if you guys haven't seen the newest one.
But it was
What?
Yeah, it was much easier. You turn in
Where
whatever
did
you
you hear that
wanted pretty
cat,
much,
Daddy?
and he was just grading them up and sending them back. Like,
oh, thank you, Sheila. Okay, any of the new members or even old members that don't know, I'm gonna put a form where you guys fill out to sign up for the giveaways. Look under community post for stuff for members, in case if you're new to member stuff and you don't know. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. He probably, that I saw, he was always a little bit spotty on whether or not he'd come to class because he had, you know, whatever PhD stuff over the top of it. But the couple times that he did come after or around that time period, I remember him, you know, he had like a little bit more facial hair, just like stubble, but definitely less like well kept than he was. And he was a little quieter. You know, he used to stand up at the start of class and like talk about some stuff sometimes. And this time he didn't really do that at all. He was definitely, I think, like the
Maybe
previous
that guy
like
is
mental
lying there.
preoccupation that we had been noticing, where it was like You know, he
I
didn't really
think
want
he
to be
said
there.
2
That was at like
years
an
ago,
all-time
didn't he?
high. And he just, you know, didn't look like he was doing great.
Oh. Well, I don't mean legally, Jax, because I know you're innocent until proven guilty. But like, if from what we know so far, do you think he did it? I know you're supposed to look at it like that, but I mean, I get why you had to, or you felt like you should put no, but I kind of, I mean, you don't, but are you saying no because you don't think that he really did it though? Oh wait, you said is he innocent? So I put no. The poll said, do you think he's guilty? I forget how I worded it, but I was hoping you guys would read it. Okay. I said, yeah, that's what I said. Do you think Bryan Kohberger is guilty? I should have worded it the other way around, you think? I don't know. Sorry if I confused you. So anyway, I just thought I'd play this video because this was one of his students. It's just kind of interesting. It kind of gives you kind of a look how like I figured that Brian's the type of person that thinks he's like the smartest in the room. I feel like just from listening to what this guy said about him, he's like that type that's like very arrogant and thinks that he's just better than everybody. Oh, thanks for joining, Sarah. So we had Shara, Sheila. Thank you guys. Oh, I screwed it up. Sorry, guys. We'll make sure read it. I don't want to have to. I don't know if I should put it back up and reword it, but I think it'll be all right. So that's 2 people that meant to put yes. So that could change. Well, it might change it, you know, by a percentage, if anything, right? Maybe potatoes. I'm not convinced that he maybe didn't have any help. I don't know yet. I think there's a possibility that somebody could have helped him, but I also think there's a possibility he could have done it by himself too. And the reason I think I am leaning more towards by himself is because the DNA. I mean, was there any other DNA? It would be hard to commit a murder like that and not leave DNA behind, I would think. But help. Was there somebody to look out? Like helped him be on the lookout, the getaway car, cover up anything, get rid of the murder weapon. So yeah, I mean, you could look at help like something like that. Maybe that they weren't in there actually the ones like killing any of them, but that they helped in some other way. Yeah, I think I could see that. And then there's that one student. Hold on, I think it's in a screenshot where it explains it. That one person that used to know him, like that used to go hang out with him, like was friends with him when he was younger. Did you see they said, and I don't know, like I said, you gotta take this with a grain of salt. These people coming out saying they're friends of him, because they could be anybody. People could be lying, but this happens all the time. People come out and they say they know, which there are going to be people that know these people, the killers, right? They had a life, they had friends and stuff. But I'm just saying sometimes we don't know who's telling the truth and who's lying. But one of the people that came out and said that they knew him growing up blamed the dad for everything. They said the dad, that he's just like his dad. Did you guys see that? Hold on, let me see if I could find that comment, that post. Hold on a second. And whoever sent me these screenshots of this, thank you. They sent the screenshots of hold on, let me share my screen. Of him posting, well, we think it's him posting in the group. Has it came out where anybody's debunked that or anything? Hold on, I'll show you real quick. See what you guys think. So somebody sent me these emails of this group, which I think I am a member of this group. I just haven't seen everything yet. Okay. So this Papa Roger said, how do these killers leave the scene? Did they clean up at all? The date of the killing was chosen on purpose, thought. So he's like trying to get like more like information, like asking all these questions that, and the one question, hold on, right here, hold on, where is it at? And then he's an admin. So, and that does that not kind of look like an older version of Bryan? Like that he could have edited it, like, I don't know. It just looks, but hold on, where's the one? Right here, look, somebody posted this. One of his questions exactly. How did the killer leave the scene? Did he clean up at all? The same exact right here by Papa Roger. How did the killer leave the scene? Did he clean up at all? The same exact question. Come on. And this was from December 13th. So this is before we would have even known about Bryan or had his survey. So I think it's him, which is weird because he's an admin of this freaking group. Oh, it was debunked that it was Bryan. Are we sure though? I mean, what are the chances that he's going to ask the same exact question though? That seems highly unlikely. How did they debunk it? A supernova. Can you explain? Papa already commented after Bryan was arrested. Okay, so what if it's his dad comment? That's just too weird. Maybe it's somebody that did help him. How is he going to comment the same exact question as what's on the survey, though? You got to admit that's weird. About telling people to, yeah, okay. No, I believe you, Superman. Thanks, because I was curious if anybody came out or debunked it. But like, I still think it could be, first of all, somebody pretending to be this account, putting the same. Because remember how even Laura, are you still here? How she said how easy it is to create a fake Facebook. So if somebody freaking just created it, put that picture of this guy, put the same name and pretended to be this Papa Roger and act like it's saying, oh, it's debunked. I mean, they could have done that, right? I'm sorry, that's just too weird. I don't know. I'm having trouble believing that it's somehow he didn't know him or something to have that same question. All right, let me go through my other screenshots and then before I play the other videos. Hold on. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. So this one says, last I found another friend who was close to him growing up and has a ton of insight because he spent the night at his house when they were kids. He said that the BK's dad made him this way, saying it is a sad story and implied abuses. He said he is just like him, implying that either he's like his dad or his dad is like him, but said he's not surprised that he killed people. He backed out of the interview and seems to be very much upset by everything and said he wants to see if he's convicted before coming forward, making me wonder if he's afraid of retaliation by him or anyone else. That's all of the info I can give about this, but can send proof to the mods if necessary. I'm trying to avoid speculation and read to the last witness beyond what I said in the post. So that's kind of interesting. If that's true. This is somebody must have been contacting the quote. So they said suspect was not and it has not been here. No one was removed from the bar of the evening of the incident. Stop calling us. They probably got so many calls. You know? Oh, this is just the one that says, yeah, there's not going to be any cameras, but Bryan will be inside. Can somebody help me out here? Where can I find the video of, okay, so there's, has this been debunked? The video at the memorial where people are saying it looks like Bryan? Does anybody have like a timestamp of where we could watch it real quick? Just so we could get it real quick to see? Or has that been debunked? If that person was Bryan, did you guys hear anything about that? So somebody took a screenshot of it and like compared. There's somebody at the memorial, I guess. That was at the memorial that looked like Bryan. Which isn't weird if he was there. I mean, okay, so let's see. I just heard a couple of interesting things today on Fox News. A female neighbor that lived below Bryan Kohberger's apartment stated that Bryan was a problem because he often made a lot of noise in his apartment around 1 a.m. in the morning. She did not elaborate on what type of noise he made. Hopefully he was not torturing something like animals. Maybe loud music, just don't know. I know that he had a SoundCloud account, so he likes certain types of music. Odd that he has no social networking footprints. But we have seen this with so many killers in the past few years. Strange, I know. I also know that Bryan was an admirer of the Joker. He had saved a few Joker memes. Could this be why Bryan chose to use a knife to kill 4 people? Maybe I will explain why I think Bryan used a knife below. Not to eliminate noise from a gun being shot 4 times or more. And that would be a much quicker way to kill the victims. We know that Bryan created a research project asking people to participate in his project. Some of the exact words he wrote in the regard to this project were, My name is Bryan. I'm inviting you to participate in a research project that seeks to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision making when committing a crime. He went on to emphasize that he was interested in learning about criminals' thoughts and feelings throughout their experience during and after committing a crime. Why is this significant in regard to him using a knife to commit the 4 murders? I will explain my theory. Bryan was an admirer of the Joker to start with. The Joker stated the following: do you want to know why I use a knife? Guns are too quick. Knives bring out the true character of a person. You can't savor all the emotions and all the little emotions. And you see, in their last moments, people show you who they really are. Explain more. Guns kill people very quickly, often immediately. There's no time for any reaction from the person being shot. With a knife, people can die very slowly and painfully. There's time to see all the reactions, fear, and emotion. Joker called some men cowards. Probably that could be because they beg for their lives or talk about how their families need them. Joker does not understand these attachments. He is largely unfettered by emotional attachments of his own. In his own twisted way, the Joker defined the true character of a person by how he reacts when he knows there's no way out and he or she is going to die. And sadly, I think that the above is why Bryan chose to use a knife. In his research project, he stated that he was interested in criminals' thoughts and feelings throughout their experience when committing a crime. This shows that his twisted mind was very interested in knowing what it felt like to and eventually take part in a torturous crime involving human beings. And I think he may have targeted these 4 victims because they often posted happy moments publicly on social networking sites. He wanted to target happy individuals and see their reactions during a traumatic event where he was in full control of what happened. And sadly, a situation that would lead to 4 victims' demise as he watched their final reactions closely. He studied psychology, but he took what he learned to a dark place instead of using his knowledge to help people. He chose to use what he learned in psychology to harm people. Kaylee's dad said that there is a direct connection between Kaylee and Bryan, but he did not elaborate much more than that. Hopefully, his above statement will not jeopardize the case. We certainly do not want jurors to think that Bryan was allowed into the murder residence prior to the quadruple murders, because this would place his DNA evidence in the house prior to the murders being committed there. That could destroy the use of DNA evidence being used for conviction. So now the prosecution must prove that Bryan was never allowed in the residence before these murders took place. We also don't want the jury to think that Kaylee and Bryan had some secret, amicable relationship with each other. That is simply not likely the case here. I am sure the prosecution will use Kaylee's father to elaborate on his statement regarding this in court. But the defense will try to twist his statement into something to benefit Bryan. And I think Bryan will very much want to take a lead role in his case. He knows the law well, and he will use what he has learned to his advantage. Bryan thought out how to avoid prosecution long before he planned and acted upon these murders. This is the reason why there was no trace evidence found outside of the residence. He meticulously thought out every detail on how to commit these murders elusively before taking one step into the soon-to-be victim's residence. I would not be surprised if we find out later that Bryan killed others, likely somewhere on the east coast of the United States, or possibly the upper northwest part of the country. He likes to use the control and power to bring out the deepest emotions in human beings while he watches their reactions during suffering. A very twisted, demented, and deranged individual he is. He needs to stay locked up for life. I think he will likely find a way to avoid the death penalty in Idaho. And the end of his story and twisted being won't stop in prison. I thought that was kind of interesting. Um, that was from what's his name? Hold on. Charles Walton. What else did I want to play? Oh yeah, that one, and then I wanted to play something over here. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, slow the chat. Oh, okay, yeah. We'll cover it's 3:30. Yeah, there's not gonna be anything. Hold on. There's not gonna be any Bryan said they can't tweet live in there, so we're not gonna know until after. No, I mean we're not gonna know anything till after the court. But yeah, I mean I'm gonna be looking to see what's going on. I know Long Crime is live right now. I keep checking on there, but I mean, well, let me go. I just feel like there's not really anything yet to know. Probably not till like 3:45, I'm guessing, right? Till after it's over. Let's see, Law and Crime. Yeah, they're just like bringing on guests and stuff. So, but yeah, I'll keep checking and we'll get her done whenever they say. I think he's just gonna waive his extradition, and that's gonna be that all. You know, I don't think we're gonna know much. But yeah, definitely. It's 3:30, Peyton. So in like 10 minutes it'll start. But it's not. There's no cameras in the court, so we're not. It's nothing to watch or anything. All right, so let me play another video here. Actually, I'm gonna play this video over here that from News Nation from last night. Let me see here. I finally got YouTube Prime, guys. Thanks to Stacy. It took me forever. I don't know. I just kept putting it off. But here, let's watch this. This is from 21 hours ago. I just figured we watch some, interesting news coverage the last couple days on Bryan, or the last day, I would say, and then go through some groups, wait for the court to be over. Hold on, let me share my screen. So this is the one from News Nation where, here, I'm sure some of you guys, I want to play the JCSO. I'm going to play that one too after this. The newest one, just I don't know, just to see what you guys think about what he says. If you think it that's true, though. You guys brought up a good point. If Bryan didn't live there 2 years, I'm pretty sure he said 2 years ago. That's why I want to watch it again. But if he didn't live there 2 years ago, then how, was he there in Idaho? Hold on 1 second. All right, let's watch this real quick together. And then maybe I'll open a panel, or does anybody know ahead of time that if you want to go on panel, so I could just maybe make it more controlled panel, not open it to everybody, but maybe somebody that has something specific to talk about.
And we start with some brand new details in the shocking arrest and the quadruple murder of 4 college students that's gripped the country. We've been covering it closely from Moscow since the very beginning. And then that major breaking news Friday, an arrest in the case 47 days later. Bryan Kohberger, a graduate student studying criminology at Washington State University, just a 10-minute drive from the University of Idaho campus. He was taken into custody in Pennsylvania. His extradition hearing is scheduled for tomorrow. And we're learning more about his studies under a serial killer expert and a treasure trove of evidence from his apartment. But first, and new just into our newsroom, the father of one of the victims, Kaylee Gonsalves, breaking his silence on this arrest to senior national correspondent Brian Enton, who joins us live from Pennsylvania. So, Brian, what did he tell you?
Yeah, Nicole, I just wrapped up this conversation with Kaylee's dad, Stephen. Still heartbroken, but said initially when they learned about the arrest, they were the first to learn about it from police late Thursday night that the arrest was going to happen. They felt some relief. They even felt joy to a certain extent. But now the feeling is just being overwhelmed, knowing that the court process is about to begin and that they are going to see the accused killer face to face. Accused Idaho killer Bryan Kohberger could be in Idaho as early as tomorrow night after a hearing in Pennsylvania where Kohberger is expected not to fight his extradition.
There's going to be somebody there looking him in the face and letting him know that this isn't going away anytime soon. This is just the beginning. Victim Kaylee Gonsalves' father, Steve, says they are looking for connections between Kohberger and Kaylee and the other victims. I'm biased, but if you got to know my daughter, I would think it'd be impossible for you to hurt her. So I think a little bit of us all kind of felt like this was somebody who didn't have a chance to meet her, talk to her, get to know her, because she was a very likable person and she didn't have a mean bone in her body. So I think there's a little comfort in knowing that this person wasn't somebody she trusted and loved. Kohberger's public defender tells News Nation in mid-December Bryan's dad drove back with him from Pullman, Washington to Monroe County, Pennsylvania in the white Hyundai Elantra police have been looking for. His attorney says Kohberger is eager to be exonerated. I'm a reporter. Stay off my property. This is private property.
Kohberger's family did not answer when I went to their house where he was arrested, but released a statement through the public defender saying they're cooperating with law enforcement. And first and foremost, we care deeply for the 4 families who have lost their precious children. There are no words that can adequately express the sadness we feel, and we pray each day for them. We will continue to let the legal process unfold, and as a family, we will love and support our son and brother. Before moving to Washington State University to get his PhD, Kohberger got his master's from DeSales University in Pennsylvania. News Nation has obtained this photo of Kohberger taken during a group project at DeSales University in 2019. Students who studied with him tell News Nation they've been told to only talk to police because they could potentially be called as character witnesses in the case. They did say he was, quote, controlling during the group project. What do you make, Steve, of the fact that, you know, he was getting his PhD in criminal justice and had his master's in criminology, and sort of had this knowledge of the way the system works?
I feel like he definitely was into this type of thing. He had made a lifetime commitment to, you know, wrapping himself into crime and solving crime and figuring out how people got caught, interviewing people, doing different things that a normal student wouldn't be so interested in. So I think he maybe got a little overconfident and didn't realize that there really is no perfect way to commit a crime.
Okay, so tomorrow Kohberger will be in court in the courthouse behind me here in Monroe County, Pennsylvania. We expect him to waive his extradition hearing, and he could be on his way back to Idaho as early as tomorrow afternoon. Nicole?
All right, so Bryan, you've also been digging into to Kohberger's connection to a well-known serial killer.
Yeah, this is a crazy connection, Nicole. Basically, Kohberger's professor at DeSales University here in Pennsylvania is the pretty much preeminent expert on the serial killer BTK. Interviewed him, had a number of intimate interviews with BTK, the serial killer, over the course of about 10 years, and then wrote the autobiography on BTK for BTK. BTK's daughter is speaking exclusively with us about this connection and even questioning whether Kohberger may have been corresponding with her father in prison. You're going to hear that exclusive interview coming up in about 30 minutes.
Thank you for watching. Go to News Nation.
Okay, hold on, guys. Are you saying did they show him walking down the hall? Let me go to Law and Crime because they're the ones that are live. Did they show him walking down the hall or something? Let's see. Let me see. Or somebody just like tweeting. Yeah, I don't see any video of it. Huh. Yeah, Law and Crime is just talking to like different guests. Tell them about the camera shot, but no one will listen. Okay, tell me. What are you? That's what I'm asking, Thai Food. I don't see it. What channel has the camera shot? That's what I'm asking, silly. I was watching this video with you, so I wasn't able to. Okay, where at? Which channel? Yes, okay, let me put it on. Hold on, WFLA. I'm going to end this poll. So we have 95% says yes, he's guilty. So basically 5% thinks he's not guilty. So the people that don't think, does anybody actually really not think it? Or are you just having that mindset, oh, you're innocent until proven guilty? Or is there some people that really thinks that he was like framed or something? Or what are you making out of like there being DNA and stuff in the car that matches, and I'm sure they have other evidence, hopefully. All right, WFLA. Let me see. Oh, it's not a big deal, but I mean, it's just something where a lot of us like to just kind of like read body language and just kind of just see what his demeanor is and stuff. All right, hold on. Let me this on. I'm not going to play a ton of the WIFLA because
the big
know they
thing
don't-
that he's waiting for is
they
the
don't let you do that.
release of
with
the
that.
arrest affidavit, because then we'll get
But
All right,
also,
let me rewind it a little bit.
4:30 presser today with
release that has come out. Use hashtag Hey Josh, hashtag Hey JB. We can animate your comments on screen if you do so here on YouTube Live, on Facebook Live. When do you think we will find out more information? I think really there's been a
I don't
trickling
know how far to rewind it.
interviews and conversations.
Hey,
Some
Mark.
the outlets
Hey, Dominic, Jen. Hey, headphones.
taking on this story, Josh. And then of course, but
We
really
like disinfectant.
big thing that everybody's waiting for is the release of the arrest affidavit.
All right, hold on. Let me rewind it a little bit.
Well, that's
Trying to think how far should I go back, guys? Who saw it?
I have the rules. Basically
I've
the
seen it.
courtroom. It's not the tradition out of this, but since his waiver to waive out.
Let's see. Okay, here we go.
You didn't say.
Oh, there we go.
it was pretty.
Or did we just miss it? Does it need to be rerun a little bit more? There it is. Here we go.
That was pretty uneventful.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't
You
get to
didn't
see
say
him.
much.
Oh, okay. It was before that. Hold on.
There it is.
Here is, and you can see that we have had several.
Oh, it is almost
All right, here's the
3:30.
door open.
There it
and
is.
Here is Bryan Kohberger. Let's listen in.
He looks younger than he does in his mugshot. Because he looked like he's in his 40s in his mugshot, but here he actually looks 20s. I feel like maybe 30s, but he looks younger than what his mugshot. He made him look old for some reason. Well, there you go, guys. Let me rewind it one more time.
Here is, you can see that we have had several.
Oh, it is almost
All right,
3:30.
here's the door open.
There it
and
is.
Here is Bryan Kohberger. Let's listen in.
How tall did they say he was? I have to look on his the document, his arrest document. Do they give the weight and height? I can't remember if they do on that. All right. Hey, Duality Reality. I'm gonna play a couple other videos that I have saved for us to watch. And then I'll keep checking back on this live stuff. And then if anybody else, if you guys like see that something else happens, let me know. But like I said, I think all it's gonna be is like, oh, he waived his thing, you know, and then that's all. Is there really going to be anything else happening? I don't think. Unless if something like happens where he like does something that's unexpected or something. All right, hold on. I'm going to play this video from ABC News. It's kind of interesting. This is from 4 hours ago. All right.
Murders. The criminology graduate student accused of stabbing 4 students to death is due in a Pennsylvania courtroom today for an extradition hearing. We're going to speak with the father of one of the victims after this report from Kana Whitworth in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Kana.
6'3". Okay, I could believe that.
Good morning. So within hours, Bryan Kohberger will be brought from that correctional facility here to the courthouse.
Yes.
His lawyer telling me that since he's been in a suicide smock at all times, including rec time. He also says the facility has been very accommodating to Bryan's vegan diet. As for today, he
Screw him.
And that his one request was that he get a chance to speak with his parents, something he said the court cannot accommodate.
Make him eat meat.
Idaho quadruple murder suspect Bryan Kohberger just hours from his extradition hearing. His lawyer, Jason Labar, telling ABC News he remains calm and polite despite knowing the death penalty is on the table. He says Kohberger understands the seriousness of the charges and replied to him, quote, "This will be a long process." Now new details emerging about how law enforcement tracked Kohberger down. Sources telling ABC News they used public genealogy databases like those used to catch the Golden State Killer.
You have DNA from a crime, but you don't have a suspect. He's not in a database. So you use public databases of genealogy looking for relatives. Eventually, you get down to the point where you can match the DNA potentially to your suspect.
Recent students of his at Washington State University speaking out, one saying his appearance changed around the time the murders took place.
He looked a little bit more disheveled. He had like some stubble coming on. His hair was a little, messed up or whatever. I remember seeing him and thinking like, oh man, finals must be really getting there.
28-year-old Kohberger remained a teacher's assistant, working towards his criminology PhD until the end of the semester, before driving 2,500 miles to Pennsylvania with his father. His lawyer now telling ABC News that on that journey, he was pulled over twice for traffic violations in Indiana while driving that white Hyundai Elantra authorities have been looking for. Bryan arrested in an early morning SWAT.
Does anybody know, though, if his dad drove back and he was pulled over twice, was his dad in the car with him then? I don't understand. Did he not have a car? Like, his dad drove there and then they drove back together in that Hyundai? Did he not have a car? Or does anybody know that? I'm sorry if I should know that. I just don't know if they drove separate cars. Or does dad just drove and they just like each drove a car back? Does anybody know that? Would you guys be saying that if he didn't eat meat for well, if he doesn't eat meat for religious reasons, I think they probably do legally would have to like accommodate. But I don't know. I don't think they should freaking accommodate it. I don't know. I know I'm gonna have the people that. I mean, I guess I could. No, I don't think they should, unless if it's easy for them to do it. But if it's something that's just like, I don't know. That's a tough one. What do you guys think? I'm trying to think if it's something that they really have to like go out of their way for. Oh, okay. Thanks, serial killer. Thank you. So his dad flew there and then they drove back. Okay, so that makes sense. So when they're saying that they got pulled over twice, like so his dad was in the car with him, huh? Hand him a meal and then he can eat what he wants out of it. Yeah, there you go, Trace on the case. That's what you would think he would want to do that because he can make friends in the prison, actually having meat, like giving the meat to like inmates. I know that sounds bad, but I mean, like, I know when I was in jail, like, I had one of the girls like approached me and asked me like anything that I don't eat to give to her or whatever. And the food was so gross that I gave her like most of my meals because besides like when like we got like fruit or like the sandwiches and the meat, like there's this the one day for lunch we had this bologna sandwich and the bologna was like all slimy and the bread was stale, but she would like take the bologna out and then wrap it up like in a napkin and then hide it in her locker. But anyway, I was like, yeah, if I'm not going to eat it, I was just going to throw it away. She probably saw like, oh, this is a new girl in here. She's not going to like the food. Because like when you're in there so long, you get used to it eventually where, you want it for later. So yeah, I'd give her my food. Oh, I almost starved. Even the cookie was disgusting. Oh my God. I didn't even like the freaking sugar cookie that was there. But yeah, I mean, that's the trace on the case. That's perfect. Like, why not just give it to him? Eat what you want. If you don't want the meat, don't eat it. But the thing is most stuff, there might be like meals that like there would be because if he's there might be some meals that there might not be enough of what he could eat. So they have to accommodate and give him extra other stuff, maybe, I'm guessing. But yeah. Inmates don't have to give a reason for selecting kosher. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess if that's one of their rights or whatever, I guess, if that's how it is these days. I mean, I guess that is, huh?
SWAT team raid at his parents' home in a gated community over 2 weeks later. Labar telling ABC News, Bryan's father said they were told over a loudspeaker that the house was surrounded and their door was broken during the arrest. People in his hometown shocked.
How do you remember him at those parties?
Withdrawn, kept to himself.
Kohberger's lawyer says his client maintains his innocence and is eager to be exonerated in Idaho.
Now, Bryan's parents and 2 sisters plan on attending today. I'm also told that authorities here have been asked to be prepared for Bryan to go back to Idaho sometime tonight or tomorrow morning. Once he's there and appears in court, that official arrest affidavit will be unsealed, and we will learn a lot more about the prosecution's case against him. George.
Okay, Kana, thanks very much. Let's bring in Kaylee Gonzalez's father, Steve, along with his attorney, Shannon Gray. And Mr. Gonzalez, thank you for joining us this morning. Our condolences to you and your entire family. Did learning of this arrest provide any relief?
Yeah, it definitely provided relief for our family. We learned later at night around 10:30, and it felt like a cloud was lifted off of us. I mean, it's like seeing sunlight after you've been stuck in a house for a month. So it definitely provided relief and comfort to know that things were progressing, and all this torture of waiting had a purpose and a meaning. And it was very, it was right before her celebration of life. So that also added to, knowing that millions of people have had prayers for us. And in a bad case, in a bad situation, this is one of the best ways that we could have learned in the moments of learning it.
Have you learned anything about how the police linked this suspect to the crime?
I think they've given our lawyer a little bit of background on how they put things together. I don't know about all the details, but we're still waiting and learning, and there is those lines of communications ongoing.
Is there any indication at all that your daughter may have known this suspect?
I think those things will come out. I don't know if there's a direct connection, but we're waiting to see, and we're learning every day we're learning something new.
Let me bring in your lawyer, Mr. Gray. We are going to see this probable cause affidavit after he's sent back to Idaho. Kohberger sent back. What are you hoping to learn from it?
Well, I hope we get some good evidence and some good information from the probable cause affidavit. It's the arrest. You have to have probable cause for the arrest, and having that information in that affidavit, it won't give us a full view of the case, but it'll give us some really good information about what hard evidence they have against the defendant in this case.
What can you tell us about what the police have learned so far? Have they given you any more information as an attorney?
Well, really right now, what we're looking at is, now that we have a name and a face to this horrible crime, I think all of the families, including...
Hold on, I guess he's walking out right now. Let me play it, but I do want to watch the rest of this video because I think it's a pretty good video. All right, hold on. Let me bring back on WAFAO. Okay. Thanks for keeping me updated, guys.
To the state of Idaho, us to talk with our
Just shocked a little bit, he said, and he's believed what really is happening in terms of, what's true, what's false, and what do people want to believe. I think a lot of people out there think this is public enemy number one and want to believe.
Hold on, Josh.
Thank you.
I know they're not going to move from that spot.
Been awesome. So yeah, we're definitely going to try to work out. Yeah, appreciate it. Do you mind hanging out 1 second? I'm just going to clear your bathroom to make sure that nobody has.
So this is the court personnel preparing for this to be over with, and for him to now come back down the hallway. So we'll stay on this now full screen with audio fully up, but we'll try to listen in with everybody else watching wherever you're watching from once Kohberger arrives down this hallway.
This building's closing up at 5, right?
4:30 usually.
I'm sorry, Josh. Did you want to finish that?
No,
point,
I was just thinking, this Kohberger's attorney, he was on Today's Show this morning as well, and said in an interview, he was shocked a little bit when he was arrested. Well, first of all, I'd be shocked a lot if I was ever arrested. But he was shocked a little bit.
That just shows you he thought he was going to get away with it.
He was honored. This is what the attorney Kohberger said in an interview today.
I would think he would get away with it.
The family is saying they're shocked to hear these allegations. They say this couldn't be our son. These are things that are now coming out from the family and from Kohberger himself. So it's until he gets back to Idaho and until we see some more evidence of what happened in this scenario to get him to be this number one suspect. There's going to be a lot of storylines on social media. We just got to be careful about what we report and what we follow as truth.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Sleuthy goosey. I'm paying attention to some comments
Not
here.
sleuthy.
Get ready for Kohberger's next appearance in the hallway. Says hashtags for both of us. The lawyer, Labar, says he got tickets, but he hadn't seen them, didn't know what they were. Indiana State Police say they have no record of stopping either Kohberger. And this is based on reporting by Fox News that on the trip in mid-December, on the trip home, Kohberger and his father, according to Labar, the attorney, that they got pulled over twice in Indiana, and Indiana State Police saying that there was no record of them getting pulled over. And that would mean, of course, that there weren't any tickets given. Right. But yeah, that was another nugget that came out from Fox News. As all these as interviews are done and questions are asked, this is how we get information between now and the arrest affidavit being released. Right. We've got the audio up on full blast. We also have it full screen for you for, again, Bryan Kohberger exiting court.
They start right at 3:30.
Yeah, they're right on time.
Starting to walk.
Walking.
Here we go.
Do you got bathrooms? They should be clear.
Oh. Wait, you feel bad for Bryan? Why? Don't you feel bad for the victims? I mean, if he did indeed kill 4 people, are you thinking, or is it because you think he's innocent, or, which is fine. I'm just curious. I don't, because I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like that he did it. So I don't feel bad for him because he freaking killed 4 people in a horrible, crazy way, you know? But do you think he's innocent or something? Sorry, I just rewound it in case you guys wanted to walk through. I don't know. It's somewhere. I'm sure it's on one of the documents we can look up. Because maybe all the other guys are 6 foot. No, I just think that, yeah, I do think I feel very strongly that he is, with DNA evidence, with the car. I just do. But I trust the law enforcement on this one. And did you see that interview where they asked, like, is there any chance that you have the wrong guy? Or I forget how they worded it, but I feel really confident. But I guess we'll see with the trial, see what evidence they have, or the affidavit even, to see, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if he was innocent, I would feel bad. But hopefully, if he is innocent, then the evidence, won't show that he won't be convicted. But I feel like it's going to be like a strong case, or it's going to be obvious. That's the thing, though. Like, what is connecting him with Kaylee or whatever? Because is there a way where he could use his DNA being in the freaking house as an justified? That's what scares me. Like, what if there is some kind of connection where, like, he could be like, oh no, I know her, like, I hung out at the house once or something. Because wonder if he's that smart where he made sure that his DNA was supposed to be in there. Like, let's say he went to a party like the week before or whatever, where he somehow made sure that his DNA being there could be justified. I don't know, though. Maybe not. That would suck. If somehow he could prove, like, no, I was at their house hanging out this day. So I'm sure I don't know, guys. I guess we'll see, but I don't know if that's gonna. I'll be curious what the other roommates say. Like, if they say that they've ever seen him around, or, All right. So, yeah, I know. I'm afraid he is going to say something like that because, like, you can't hide. If there's DNA, there's DNA. So, how are you going to argue against that? Well, what way to argue is to be like, oh, no, yeah, of course my DNA is there because I was over there the week before. You know? Oh, wait. Did you ever go over him changing his Elantra plates over from Pennsylvania to Washington 5 days after? Oh, no. Changed him to Pennsylvania to Washington 5 days after the murder. Huh. Dude, that's true because yeah, he probably cleaned that car so good though. But you would think, I mean, he had to have some of their DNA on him driving away. That'd be awesome if they'd be able to find some of like their DNA in his car. You know? You never know what they have. Have we ever been able to figure out? I know, Tammy, the whole thing is there was like how many accounts that were created for supposedly Brian's, and they all like were following Kaylee and Maddie, but most of those were fake. I don't know if it was ever proved that any of them are real. Did anybody ever figure out if any of those accounts were real? Because I don't know. The ones I was looking at, I feel like they were all fake. 7 weeks with OCD is probably gone. Oh, I see. You're saying like he has OCD. I know I heard he has OCD, but he probably got rid of like in his car, he was probably cleaned it that good. All right, I'm gonna finish that one video and then I want to play. Do you guys want to watch the one with the BTK daughter or no? Let's see what Brian posted, if he posted anything. Yep. Here it is. So he waived, which I figured that's what he waived his extradition. He had to sign a waiver in court. The judge explained to Kohberger the charges against him in Idaho and that he was voluntarily allowing authorities to transfer him to Idaho. That's what happened. No, that's it. Wait, what? I thought one was confirmed friends with Maddie. I don't know, Indy. I mean, I know there was some that people were like, oh, this is the real one. This is the real one. But I mean, I don't know if that one was. Let me know. Send me the one that's supposedly confirmed to be him. I know there was one that had like 4 at the one time. They're like, this is his real one. It had like 400 or whatever. And then we saw it like double within like an hour of followers. Oh, thanks, Kristen. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Thank you. Let me check my email. All right. Just dropping in. Oh, thanks. Hold on. I'm trying to find Kristen. Here it is. Okay. All right, let me share my screen. Okay, so thank you, Kristen. So it says registration updated when owner moved the vehicle to a new location. Vehicle color noted as white. So 1118 Washington Motor Vehicle Pullman. Yeah, wow. Anything else interested in the Carfax stuff? I wonder if I think I still have bumper.com. Am I still paying for it? I should look it up. Okay, vehicle service 126, 420, title issued or updated. So we get the title issue or updated on April this year, and then vehicle serviced. So it had 111,000 miles, a lot of miles. And then yeah, a few days after like 5 days after he switched it. Interesting. Thank you. Thanks for sending that to me. Let me check my other emails, see if we got anything else interesting. Actually, I'm gonna While I'm looking at the emails, I'm going to finish playing that one video we were watching. 1 second. Yeah, my mom's cooking something and it smells so good. Gosh, it smells really good. All right, let me finish this. Wonder what it is.
In the Gonzalez family and all the other families, or looking for any connections there might be with any of the victims in the case. The Gonzalez family is looking hard at that, and we're going to be providing any information we have from the Moscow Police Department. Then they'll obviously make a decision on whether or not they want to release any of that information to the public based on the investigation.
And Mr. Gonzalez, you'll be in court when the suspect arrives in Idaho?
Yeah, we expect to be in court, and we'll probably take different schedules depending on who's available. But yes, there will be a Gonzalez representation in that courtroom almost every single day.
What do you want everybody watching now to know about Kaylee?
Kaylee was a hard-driven worker. She was the one who started your day off if you were getting coffee. She would, get to that coffee for you, smile, and hopefully send you on a great day. She did everything right. She followed the rules. She went out with a friend. She didn't do it alone. She had a professional driver take her back. She did everything right. She didn't deserve this. And it's up to us as American citizens to make sure that we follow this case all the way through and we see some justice, and we identify these people, and we put checks and balances in there so we can get these people off the streets and just live great lives and not have these small few people, taking advantage of all of our trust.
We are all sorry for your loss. Thank you for joining us this morning. Hi.
Hold on 1 second, guys. Muted. Shoot, I pushed the button and I'm muted. Oh my god, I'm sorry. No, I pushed it, but it must not have. Now I gotta repeat everything I just said. Hold on. Okay. Somebody just sent me a video of somebody that made a video. I'm not gonna play it because it's another person that supposedly strikes channel sometimes, and I'm not willing to take a chance. But I'll tell you what it is a little bit. So supposedly Kaylee's sister told this person that made this video that somebody deleted Kaylee's LinkedIn account like after the murders. Did you guys see that? I did say hold on at first, but then I came back. I was saying hold on because I was listening to this video that somebody sent me. Anyway, but what I was saying is like, why would that have anything to do with it? I'm trying to like make sense out of that. Let's say, okay, would Bryan delete her account for some reason? And what would be the purpose of that? To remove her LinkedIn account. Did you guys see that? I don't see like why he would even want to do that. So I wonder if it's just some random person that hacked into her account and then removed it for some reason, but I just wonder why. Like, what would be the motive of that? I don't know. So somebody just sent me that. I just thought I'd share that. Let me know what you guys think of that. Let's see if there's anything else interesting. Okay. Just did some snooping. Bryan Kohberger, the guy who was just arrested as a suspect, followed a key. Yeah, but whoever just sent me this, we went through these like when it first all happened, like when it was first announced about Bryan. And I just don't think any of these are Bryan's real account. Supposedly he doesn't even have an account, does he? Because there's a lot, most of the accounts he's following Kaylee and Maddie. There's that one account where he's following all three, Kaylee, Maddie, and Xana. So I don't know. I'm not convinced that there's any of these are his accounts. What do you guys think? Yeah, I don't get it, Jesse R. Oh, thanks, Jem. You're so sweet. Aw, that's like the best compliment ever. Hey, Angelina, how are you? I know I could see why you guys thought that because I did say hold on for a minute. Oh, ooh. Good thinking. Maybe there is some kind of connection to him through the LinkedIn that he didn't want to be seen. But that'd be risky because then you're gonna leave. Like if let's say that's him that somehow gets into our account to delete it, then he's gonna risk that though, like his connection to like doing that. Unless if he hired somebody else to do it. I don't know. I think it's just a coincidence and it's some kind of glitch or somebody else did it. I just don't see how that could be related. But I guess we'll find out if anything comes of it. All right, hold on. Let's see. Do you guys want to watch the BTK kill daughter's video or not? Let me see what else. I'm just going through my emails to see if there's anything else interesting that we could go. Oh, and you guys, there's that one where the serial killer he took that class with that lady. We could watch that. And I'm sure most of you guys saw the family's statement, right? Here, I'll play this video first and then we'll. Man, this whatever my mom's cooking is smelling so freaking good right now. I can't take it. Oh my gosh. You guys, it's making my mouth water. Okay, hold on. I'm going to play this video real quick that somebody just sent me. It's where they read the statement. I'm sure most of you guys have seen it, but hey, maybe not everybody did. God, it smells so good. I can't handle it. Okay, let's see.
Killer Bryan Kohberger, his lawyer releasing this family statement today, asking for privacy as the legal process plays out, adding they are fully cooperating with law enforcement in an effort to, quote, seek the truth and, quote, promote Bryan's presumption of innocence.
Hey,
Thank you for watching. Go to News Nation
Okay,
now.
I'm gonna do a poll now. How many of you guys? Is there some people that actually that think that the parents knew? Like, how many of you guys think that the parents knew something before? I'm gonna do a poll for that. I don't know how I would answer that. Like, did they know just to have? Did they have like an idea, or did they know because Bryan told them? I would guess no. I don't think Bryan told him any. Well, I don't know. We would have to know like their kind of relationship he would have with him, you know. Trying to think how to word that, because you could answer it in like 2 different ways. Like I said, if you just think that they knew because they had like an inkling, like, wonder they saw something, some kind of signs in them, or because they told. Well, let me just start writing it and see if I can figure out how to word this. Does anybody want to come up on panel? Anything like in particular that you have to share? Like, I kind of just want people to come up if there's something specific that, you want to talk about. Do you think Bryan's parents were aware? I'm just going to answer it vaguely like this, and wait, what, Chris? What card? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, do you want to come up? Do you have like any like pictures of you guys together, Chris? Do you want to come up on panel? Someone tell her I don't have my card linked here. I'm not sure what that means though. What kind of card? Hey, Jen Jen. No, I know that's. Thank you, Jen Jen. I'm trying to ask him. Oh. Hey, Cherry. Let me know, Chris. I could send you a link. You don't need a card. I'm confused what you're saying. Card. You don't need a card to come up. Let me wait to see what he says, guys. Yeah, I would love to talk to somebody to pay money to do a super chat. No, you don't have to pay money. Do you want to come up on panel and tell us what you know about them? Here's the link. Come up on panel. I'll just post it in chat. So nobody else take it right now. Let's just let him take it first, you guys. Hold on. Let me put the link on panel. And then all you got to do is click on it. I mean, are you interested in coming up? Here, I'm going to actually specifically say, Chris, I'll write your name. Oh, man, Chris. And then when he comes up, you guys, if you guys want to write in chat, like any questions you have for him, if he does, I hope you come up, Chris. Come on, I'm putting it. Here, okay, let me send it. I'll even pin it. So then, all right, there it is. Come on up. Oh, am I going to be able to pin it with this? I'm going to have to go on this one. All right. There you go. It's really simple. You just you'll see it. You just click on the link and it's really easy to. And if there's any way you could, do you have any pictures of them or any way that you could because you'll have some doubters here that maybe don't. Is there any way you could kind of confirm that it's legit that you really did go to school with him too? Shoot, saying device isn't connected. What's it saying on your end? It doesn't let me add until you connect your device. So do you have your, oh, there you are. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to add you. All right, Chris.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Wow, that was quick.
What's going on?
Not much. How are you doing?
Good. I've just been watching a lot of live videos, just seeing so much speculation and stuff, and just going to high school with this person and actually watching this person grow up. It's been surreal, just seeing all this and everybody from school talking about it, hitting each other up. It's crazy.
So what was your first reaction when you heard that it was him. Like, are you?
I mean, I guess as much as a reaction as anybody would have, other than if you had any kind of speculation in high school that this person is capable of this, because I'm here to tell you flat out from an unbiased opinion, I couldn't see this happening ever.
Were you in the same grade as him, or?
I was 1 year ahead of him, but I played high school baseball, and when he went through his weight transformation, he was in the gym almost every day. I had communication with him. I remember, talking to him. I remember him gaining confidence after he lost weight. So I just have a different perspective of what everybody is like painting, because this is just, it's just crazy going through this right now.
I mean, so he wasn't like socially awkward. He wasn't like odd or anything?
I think before the weight transformation is when, like, if he'd stayed like how he was back in grade school, I could, see maybe the bullying causing this or something like that. But it was just a complete 180 that he made in high school that I thought he was going to go on and, to be honest, be successful, a doctor, something, because his academics were so intact. And his mother worked at the school. She was a very nice woman, Miss Kohberger. I remember, it's just surreal. Let's say that. So just watching all the comments and seeing what people are saying, it's just, that's why I said, like, I knew him. If anybody has any questions, I'm here, to answer them. Up until high school. After high school, I don't really know, other than my friends that I know that still interacted with him after high school when he came home from college, because he went to DeSales University, which I have family that went there. I have a lot of friends that went there. So again, it's just a tight position to be in, seeing all this, because you don't want to believe it. But on the other hand, it's just, you don't want to be that person that, says you don't think he did it because you look bad.
So that one girl that came out that said she was friends with him in high school, do you know her?
Oh, Casey Arndt. Yeah, she was in a lot of my classes, actually. I know Casey very well. I know Ashley, the one they interviewed yesterday, very well. She actually called me after they interviewed her, and they kind of switched her words around. She's 2 years older than him now, so they're kind of interviewing people that kind of knew him, not actually knew him. So there's just a lot going around.
I mean, did you hang out with him outside of school?
Yeah, he came to a couple, maybe 2 or 3 parties that I played baseball, so I threw parties back in high school, and he would come by and hang out. And I think it was up until a certain point, and then I guess he got into drugs like later on in high school. I believe heroin.
Okay. Wow.
I think that's where again, I didn't mess around with that stuff in high school. So, but yeah, I distinctly remember him. But it was nothing. Like I said, it was never any, like, it wasn't the weird kid. He wasn't the one. It just, I don't know. It's just tough to watch all this unfold.
Girlfriend? Did he have a girlfriend in high school?
Yeah, I remember him dating, like I said, after the weight transformation, and he looked completely different. After, I mean, like I said, he was very big. So did the police interview you or the press? I called in the tip line, but like I said, what I know isn't, what I know about him isn't what they're looking for. They're looking for the, somebody to say there was this, there was that. I just remember the complete opposite. So, but that's, that's my perspective. I don't know if he had other interactions with people in school, that stuff happened. I just remember what I see. So.
And okay, so Lillian says, did he have a friend group? If so, what were they like? Yeah, like what type of people?
They were more of like the I don't want to sound stereotypical, but like the chess club, or like the after school academic club and stuff like that. Nothing, it wasn't like basically back in my high school days, there was the juggalos that were the ones causing trouble that would just, do a lot of stupid stuff. And those are the kids that you kind of think were going to go on to do something of this nature, not somebody in an academic club,
So he was smart in high school.
Oh yeah.
So he is
really very, very smart. Like I said,
okay.
I think I graduated with about 500 or 600 kids. So he had to have been top 10, top 15 in his class as far as academics go.
Was he always like interested in this crime? Like
No, I don't know if that, like I said, I don't know if he got into that after, high school. He just started getting into it. But I think the motive, in my opinion, just from myself, would be he started studying that and got too involved into that and started fantasizing about it, and then tried to carry out something perfect. That's what I could think, just from, like I said, knowing this person. It's just tough, because, like I said, you don't want to say he didn't do it, but you don't want to say he didn't do it, or he did do it, he didn't do it. I'm just waiting for something to come out to show the evidence. You know what I mean? Something that's concrete.
Were you here when I took that poll? So did you vote guilty, or what did you vote? I don't know if you were here.
Well, I voted his mother was not involved. I know, because I just popped in, like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes ago, and
okay.
I saw you put the poll. Yeah, I saw you put the poll up for his mother, and she definitely is not. No, there's no way.
No, did they know though? Not necessarily involved, but do you think they knew?
Well, I think if they knew, like, I know if my child did something like that and I knew, I would help them get rid of the car, because if his parents owned the car, they probably would have traded it or got rid of it or did something with it, not drove it across the country, Yeah,
that's true, I guess.
So, and then also, like, if he showed up to class the next day, I mean, if you stab 4 people, I would be clawing, punching, kicking, everything. So he would have some kind of marks somewhere. And if he was a teacher's assistant, I just don't, like, where were the defensive wounds and stuff? Like this had to be perfect for him not to, other than, all the stuff they're finding, to not leave any trail of blood anywhere. Like, this is just, oh man.
I mean, I wonder, maybe he could have had some scratches. I mean, because
yeah, like I'm just going by what I'm seeing that his classmates are saying, that he was just more tired, and I guess he was interested in the case a lot. I just haven't seen anything about anybody seeing any kind of defensive wounds on him the day after or a couple days after, whenever.
I know it does seem hard to believe, unless if it was in places where he could hide it with his clothes.
Yeah.
But wow.
So, but
and and it's cold out, so I mean, he would be able to be wearing like long sleeves, so maybe he could have hid like some marks.
Yeah, something. Like I said, I mean, I heard there was not even a trail of blood leading out of the house at all. So I mean, he had to be wearing a suit, booties, all kinds of stuff.
I don't understand that. He had to have blood all over him, you would think. 4 people, like.
And I mean, usually when you see, and to be honest with you, this is what's crazy. I didn't really follow this case up until it came out that it was this person that I knew. I didn't even really know the details. I still really don't know all the, like, how many stab wounds there were and stuff like that. I just know when I see like a killing with stabbing, they stab somebody 30, 40 times, and they I don't know how many times these people were stabbed, but like you said, there has to be blood everywhere in the car. Even if he cleaned it, they're still, they can still find that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I hope that they do find,
and I just watched the video of him walking down the hallway. The seat he passed on the right-hand side, I sat right there in a custody hearing with me and my daughter's mother. So it was just like, this is all just so mind-boggling, and like my anxiety's been up just because, like, it just doesn't make sense. It just makes absolutely no sense when you thought completely different of this person. So if it comes out that he did do it, then anybody I ever meet in my whole entire life is capable of doing something like this. Because, like I said, he was the last on the list,
Man. Wait, did he ever get bullied in high school at all?
He got bullied when he was bigger, I think, in grade school. I remember, like I said, he was completely different before he lost the weight. It was more, like I said, if he stayed how he was throughout grade school and high school and he continued to get bullied, then I could see it more than somebody turning into trying to better their life and turning more social and dating girls and stuff like that. And then, doing this out of getting bullied in college. It's just, that's the part I can't wrap my head around.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if we're going to find out if there was any connection with him and any of the victims, or if it was just completely random, or what? I mean, what are you thinking right now?
To me, like I said, my take on it is the motive, because, okay, so what I heard was 2 of the victims really had nothing to do with even living in that home, is what I heard. So the 2 victims didn't even reside in that home. So to know all 4 were together and to target all 4, I believe, is tough. Now, if you target 1 or 2 and there's collateral damage, that's also a possibility. I just feel like he got so involved in his studies and if he was interviewing, I don't know, the woman that was interviewing the serial killers that drove him to want to commit the perfect murder. But that is just so crazy to throw your life away when you're working on your PhD. Why do all that and then commit a heinous act like this and throw it all away when you just worked your whole life to get to this point? That's what I can't.
He was going to get away with it. Was he arrogant in high school? Like, I feel like he has this arrogance about him.
Yeah, when it comes to like being smart, you know, it was, you know, just he was always very intelligent, and I think he wanted to that's what he used for like people to like him. But like I said, but I'm just saying, after he lost the weight and it just looked like he transformed. I just thought he was gaining more popularity. That's all I really saw. I didn't see, you know, anything of him putting down people for being smarter than them. But if he was in the class, he would use big words and stuff like that. So, you know, it's just very uncharacteristic from what I remember. But like I said, after high school, I can't speak for anything. I'm not going to pretend to know anything after high school.
So Sherlock Holmes asked, how did he get into drugs? What was the cause?
So that area up there, I unfortunately lost my daughter's mother to drugs. She, you know, is from that area. So drugs came in after, I believe, like 1 or 2 years after I graduated. I got out of that area. So like I said, he graduated a year after me. So I don't know if the drugs started when I wasn't there, but when I was in high school, nobody was doing, you know, meth and heroin and stuff like that. That was just completely outrageous to even talk about, you know, in any of the cliques. But then it just started running rampant up there, and everybody started doing it. And I mean, you're living up in the woods, you know, you have to drive 30 minutes to the grocery store, for crying out loud. So there's not really much to do. So I guess a lot of people got into drugs. And completely out of nowhere. I mean, people you wouldn't even expect. My daughter's mother had no history of it, no family history, nothing. And she just, you know, I don't know. So.
And wait, is there a press conference on this? Who just said that? A press conference now on this case?
Oh, okay. Do you want me to let you go?
Well, I don't know. Hold on a second though, because I mean, maybe I didn't hear. What would they be?
I'm just picking up my daughter here from the bus.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. Is there anything else you guys want to ask? What about so you didn't notice any change of attitude, like aggression, like he got more aggressive or violent? And then also, did he start boxing? Because that one friend said something about boxing.
Somebody said something about I know his one friend said something about he was doing like UFC, you know, mixed martial arts. So they did open up a gym in that area, but I believe it was more for boxing. Like I said, I can't tell you anything after, you know, I graduated high school, but from when I was there wasn't really anywhere to do any kind of mixed martial arts. I know we used to do, you know, UFC in a locker room and stuff like that when it first came out, and it was all brand new. But as far as any kind of training up there or anything, there wasn't anything for him to train mixed martial arts, only boxing.
Okay. And one more question, then I think I guess there is a press conference.
Okay.
His nose being broken though, real quick. Or did he always have like a crooked nose? Because there's like speculation if maybe his nose got broken during this whole incident.
I mean, like I said, just from what I remember, his nose always was off. But you really couldn't tell when he was bigger. But when he slimmed down, you know, his facial features kind of came out a little bit, and you know, it was more noticeable. So.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming on and sharing that. That's very interesting. I appreciate the information. Yeah. Hopefully we'll chat again sometime. I'm gonna go.
All right. I wish everybody, you know, a blessed New Year, and I'm gonna go watch this press conference with you.
Okay. Cool. All right. Thanks again, Chris.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Okay, guys, maybe. I don't know. Shake. Wait a minute. We have old pictures of him, actually. I'm going to have to look. Let me find that press conference, and then we could compare some of his older pictures to see if his nose looks different. Okay, hold on. I just checked Law and Crime and WAFLA or whatever because they're still alive, and I don't see anything going on, but hold on. I mean, the one of them would probably have it, right? I'm sure they're going to do it live. Or what channel you think I should go with? All right. Well, I'm looking on other channels. I'm going to play this and see if they say anything about it. And then I'm going to look at some other places here.
A question: if they did, it becomes
5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. You think long?
I don't think he would do that in this case. It's so early to have this conversation. I throw it to you.
It is very early. I would have a slightly different take, Jesse. I think that if he saw the trial going along and was realizing it is a slam dunk case, their DNA is so strong, he, as a Hail Mary, I could see him insisting on getting on the stand. Again, we're dealing with a narcissist, thinking that he could possibly explain away the evidence that had been presented.
Talking about a trial, Araya from YouTube asks, do you think this trial will happen in Moscow or in Boise, Idaho? And wait, I think there's a yes. Okay, this is a follow-up question from Chris Lopez from YouTube.
Oh, guys, I'm finding it.
Attention that this is gained.
It says we're waiting for a press conference.
Lake County or moved to Boise, such as in the Lori Valadeva case.
I would completely believe that this will have a change of venue.
I'm just trying to find it, guys. I don't think it's started yet, but I'm trying to get it so I have it ready.
I think the defense will really work to have that happen.
That's what Chris made it said, kind of like it always seemed to be a little.
Some of the questions that we've been seeing are about whether or not he was stalking.
Give me a minute. I'm still looking.
Right, so we don't know what the connection is between the victims. What are you going to be looking out for? What do you think investigators are looking out for in terms of whether or not he had been surveilling these victims for quite some time, or something happened on the night in question? Because there had to be some way he identified them. Could you have said, I mean, again, is it a possibility he saw a house, randomly went in and killed everybody, you know, or I should say there were 2 surviving victims. Is that a possibility? Is it something about the house, or was it the victims? And if it's the victims, you'd have to imagine he saw them at some point. Again, he's innocent until proven guilty, but you'd have to imagine that saw them before they went into the house in the early morning hours of November 13th.
I think it's truly a combination. I think that the victims being female, obviously Ethan, I personally believe was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But I believe this is a femicide type case, and that he targeted them for that reason. But I think
I'm looking, guys.
Meditated, and I believe that the house posed what we call a soft target. And he realized, not only do I have the victim type that I'm looking for, now I also have a soft target where people are going in and out, where I'm on a cul-de-sac, so there's not a lot of traffic, or cul-de-sac type area where there's not a lot of traffic, where I can be seen. There's a beautiful tree line here that I can hide behind. I can surveil it quite easily. I think all of this combined together made for a perfect storm of a target that was easy for him.
And a college town. People are out late. People are screaming. You know, it's not uncommon for people to come back late.
Let me know if you guys see one start, and I'm looking all over the place here.
Also, you know, such an interesting.
I have a bunch of stuff pulled up. It's just I don't think it started, so I'm sure once it starts, we'll be able to.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll see if we can jump live to a press conference. Stay with us.
There we go. Cool. I'm gonna stay with long crime. I like long crime. You want me to turn off the subtitles? Well, I don't know why it annoys me. And like for people that need them, you could do them through YouTube, right? Or do you want me to keep them on? I'm gonna turn them off because you could put them on manually if you want them. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna stay here, guys. Is that all right with everybody? Anyway, oh, that's cool. That's nice that Chris came up and chatted with us. So it's probably weird for people that went to school with him, you know? I can imagine. Like, think about like somebody you went to high school with, and then you find out he freaking, or they whatever, like killed 4 people or whatever. It'd just be weird. It would. I don't even know how exactly it would feel, you know? I can imagine, but just how weird it is. Like, whoa, that guy, like, I would know. I mean, you never would have guessed. Who would have guessed that? Especially being somebody that's not weird, like you saying, he was like a normal person. It wasn't somebody that was like creepy, just somebody that was just kind of like a normal person. Because there's always those people that you kind of like, oh, it kind of doesn't surprise you. They were kind of creepy or weird or socially very awkward or whatever. But when it's somebody that's just like normal, it's just weird. Probably, I would imagine. I think that's why the Chris Watts case was people were so interested in it, because he was just like somebody you wouldn't expect. I don't have it up. Sorry. Somebody you wouldn't expect, just like a normal average person. It's on now. Well, they said they're going to come on. Hold on. Let me see. This is live right now. But here, I don't know why I'd rather watch it with them than WAFLA, because I know. Let me see if WAFLA has it. Yeah, I guess they do. Hold on. Freaking, whatchamacallit, long crime slack in here. Hold on. We'll rewind it. We'll just be like a couple minutes back. Hold on. I'm going to start it from the beginning. All right. Okay, here we go.
9, so that snuck up on me. This will begin momentarily. Let's bring up our audio here for the first time. And here are...
Oh, yeah, they're starting.
Pennsylvania.
Yay, you made it! Yay! What up, what up?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lieutenant Adam Reed. I'm the Director of the Communications Office with the Pennsylvania State Police. Thank you for joining us here. The order of speakers is going to be our Pennsylvania State Police Commissioner, Colonel Robert Ivanchik, Major Christopher Paris, he's our Area 3 Commander, and First Assistant District Attorney, Monroe County, Mike Mancuso. After the speakers have finished, we will then take a handful of questions. Colonel Ivanchik.
Hopefully they'll answer some questions.
Good afternoon. I'm Colonel Robert Ivanchik, Commissioner of the Pennsylvania State Police. While I monitored the investigation into the horrific murders of the University of Idaho students, I did not imagine the investigation would lead to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. My heart goes out to the families of the victims, their friends, the community of Moscow, and the University of Idaho. No words can heal the pain associated with the loss of a child. Their young lives were ended far too soon. In law enforcement, we understand the best thing we can do for victims and their families is to follow every lead, collect every piece of evidence, and bring those responsible to justice. I am proud of the members of the Pennsylvania State Police who were able to help in this investigation. The cooperative relationship between our local, state, and federal partners stands the test of time. The officers, troopers, and federal agents work together tirelessly, putting in long, difficult hours. Communication and cooperation are imperative to success and to ensure the integrity of the case remains maintained. The culmination of that cooperation ultimately led to take the suspect into custody and afforded the families some sense of peace they deserve. I want to thank the Moscow Police Department, the Idaho State Police, and our partners in the Federal Bureau of Investigation for their support, assistance, and coordination. I also want to recognize the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. And finally, I need to acknowledge the members of the Pennsylvania State Police, specifically members of Troop N, our Bureau of Criminal Investigation, and our Bureau of Emergency and Special Operations, who assisted in safely taking the suspect into custody in the early morning hours of December 30th. As previously indicated by Chief James Fry of the Moscow Police Department, specific details regarding this investigation cannot be released until the suspect is extradited to Idaho and presented with the probable cause affidavit. At this time, I will turn the microphone over to Major Christopher Paris, Commander of Area 3, who was involved in the coordinated efforts to take the suspect into custody.
Thank you, Colonel. Area 3 comprises troops F, P, N, and R, and is made up of 1,000 approximately of the women and men, civilian and enlisted, in the northeastern part of Pennsylvania. I'd like to introduce to my left Captain Norm Kramer, who's the commander of Troop N Hazleton, which is comprised of Carbon, Monroe, Columbia, and parts of Luzerne counties. I would like to reiterate, as the colonel said, that Idaho law prohibits any release of information contained within the affidavits. So we're going to do our best today to talk about what phase we are currently in the investigation. And it has entered a new phase with the waiver for extradition. And the continuing primary goal is the seeking of justice through successful prosecution and conviction, bearing the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. So with that in mind, we're trying to balance essentially two things: the public's desire for information against the need to maintain the integrity of the investigation and protect the suspects, accused at this point's due process. So I'll now attempt to give you an operational picture with the best information I can release at the time. So this begins when the Pennsylvania State Police Bureau of Criminal Investigation troopers were contacted by the FBI about assisting with surveillance of the accused in this case. I'd like to take the opportunity to specifically thank several individuals. Special Agent in Charge Jackie McGuire and Assistant Special Agent in Charge Dave Carter from the Philadelphia Field Division, as well as Supervisory Special Agent Bill Vigorito of the Scranton RA. We're very lucky in PSP to have a collaborative relationship with the Bureau, both in Pennsylvania and beyond, and their people are absolutely excellent. So as the investigation progressed, Troop N Criminal Investigation Section, commanded by Captain Kramer over my left shoulder here, began to collaborate with authorities in Idaho. Specifically, I'd like to acknowledge Lieutenant James Curto, who is here today, Sergeant Anthony Ferdinand, Corporal John Chulak, who is not present with us, and Troopers Leary and Knoll, who are here with us today. It was through this collaboration and the charges pending in Idaho that those troopers were able to obtain search warrants and a fugitive justice warrant that was prepared here in Monroe County for the location in Chestnut Hill Township and the fugitive from justice warrant for Mr. Kohberger, respectively. I'd like to acknowledge the Monroe County District Attorney, David Christine, as well as First Assistant Mike Mancuso and their entire office. The support that we received was absolutely excellent. Once those warrants were obtained, the Bureau of Emergency and Special Operations, BESO, coordinates our Special Emergency Response Team, CERT. They were selected to serve those warrants, the 3 search warrants and the fugitive from justice warrant. To define what CERT is, it's a full-time tactical team maintained by PSP to deal with high-risk warrant situations, barricades, and other incidents requiring specialized tactical training or other capabilities. From their perspective, we essentially task them to go out and serve a arrest warrant for someone accused of a quadruple murder. They're activated several hundred times a year throughout the Commonwealth. We don't typically hear of their work in a forum like this because they serve the warrant, the person's taken into custody, and they go about their assignment. They are the ultimate professionals. It's a volunteer team. They're highly trained and highly motivated. Captain Norm Kramer over my left shoulder was assigned as the top comm for the CERT activation, which means he was responsible for coordinating our tactical preparations. So tactical assets were then staged in the county, in Monroe County, into the evening of Thursday, December 29th, last Thursday. And in the early hours of Friday, December 30th, those warrants were executed at the location. Mr. Kohberger was taken into custody without incident. The scene was turned over to the FBI Evidence Response Team for processing. Mr. Kohberger was then turned over to the Monroe County Prison, where he has remained in their custody since. I'd like to thank the Monroe County Sheriff and the Stroud Regional Police Department for their support as well during the extradition process. Arrangements currently are being made to deliver Kohberger back to Idaho, where he can have continued due process and face these charges. So it's with that, I will turn it over to First Assistant Mike Mancuso.
Thank you, Major. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mike Mancuso with the DA's office, the First Assistant District Attorney. I want to give my condolences to the families of the victims out in Idaho for their loss. It's my sincere hope that this marks a clear step in the right direction of effectuating justice for those folks. My office's role was relatively recent. We weren't advised of the presence of the defendant in our county until only a couple days before the apprehension of the defendant. But when we were told, we came together and worked very closely with Captain Kramer, who did an excellent job in almost like a clockwork operation. Part of my duties were to ensure that 3 separate search warrants were issued. Those affidavits attached to those search warrants are still under seal, so I can't discuss their contents with you. But one was for the person of Mr. Kohberger, collecting DNA and photographs, that sort of thing. One was for the white Elantra vehicle, which I understand has been seized and is being processed. And one was for the address, the residence itself that he was living in with his family. I was at the scene, and I have to say that Major Paris and Captain Norm Kramer did an outstanding job in coordinating the efforts, not only of the numerous Pennsylvania State police troopers there, but officers from other jurisdictions and disciplines within those jurisdictions to make this a very smooth, highly competent professional operation. It is a quirk, apparently. It's not in the norm of the states I'm familiar with that Idaho does not release their probable cause affidavit in support of their arrest warrant until after their defendant is returned to that state. But having read those documents and the sealed affidavits of probable cause, I definitely believe that one of the main reasons the defendant chose to waive extradition and hurry his return back to Idaho was the need to know what was in those documents. So that's a significant development. Beyond that, looking at the scope of the situation and the ties this defendant has to my county, I would hold our office at the disposal of the Idaho authorities to help facilitate a complete background investigation into the defendant, both activities prior to the murders occurring within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and his activities after the murders in Pennsylvania. So we stand ready to assist with that effort on an ongoing basis. Thank you.
We can now open it up for questions.
Can you tell us what state police specifically did, or can you give us any indication as to the operations of state police when you were notified? You talk about putting tactical in the area. How long were they there? And what's the?
We're not in a position to give you an exact time. It was at some point prior to when the surveillance was taken as the investigation progressed to a point where search warrants could be obtained and the probable cause for those search warrants and an arrest warrant, a fugitive from justice warrant based on the arrest warrant out in Idaho were obtained. We began to take the tactical steps to plan to serve them.
Were you collecting evidence prior to his arrest?
At this point, like we said, it's very much pertinent to what's in the affidavits, which we cannot speak about.
What's it about his demeanor when the arrest actually happened?
Present sense impression, as likewise ongoing investigation, can't discuss it.
How, Robman 69 News, how is Kohberger being transported back to Idaho?
Those arrangements are being discussed right now, as well as the logistics. The court order says, those of you who heard it today, it's within the next 10 days. So we're currently working on that in coordination with authorities out in Idaho. Sorry. I can't comment. I don't know.
Is he being held in the Monroe County jail until he's extradited, or was he removed to another?
No, he is lodged in the, since he was dropped off there Friday morning, he's resided in Monroe County Prison.
Still, and until he's
Correct, yes.
extradited, he'll be there. Are the marshals moving him, or which group?
At this point, that's still being coordinated between the state police and the authorities out there. We don't know.
Will the affidavit be unsealed when he arrives in Idaho?
I don't want to speak out of my lane. When I watched the press conference on Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, I was alerted to the fact that according to Idaho state law, that the affidavits have to be served to him once he's extradited back before they could be unsealed.
Did he say that anyone else been arrested?
Ongoing investigation.
Has the motive been determined?
I can't comment on that either. I apologize.
Who transports him, sir? Does Pennsylvania State Police, the Monroe County Sheriff's Department?
He's presently back. He was transported from the courthouse by Monroe County Sheriff. And the logistics of who's going to transport him out to Idaho are still being discussed. We don't know. Yeah.
Can you confirm the time of his arrest and how much law enforcement presence there actually was?
I would say it was in the early morning hours of Friday, December 30th. Tactical assets on scene were probably in the neighborhood of 50.
Were you afraid he was going to get tipped off before you got him?
I would say overall about this entire operation, and the credit goes, this is a part that the state police played humbly. You look at Moscow Police Department, 38 sworn, 19,000 leads, the video evidence that they had to develop in order to put that out, all public source information. But when you talk about the service of a high-risk warrant for someone who's committed or alleged to have committed 4 homicides, there's nothing routine about that. And all of those tactical steps that were taken were in conjunction with the best efforts of the authorities, local, state, and federal, both in Idaho and here, to ensure that we could do it safely and to ensure that we could get him into custody and that those service of the search warrants could occur.
Sir, can we ask you a question of the first assistant district attorney? Mr. Mancuso, you described having read to a degree the contents of that affidavit of probable cause, and that you possibly speculated or theorized that he wanted to get back to read that as well, since he can't read that. Can you give us an indication, though, of the seriousness of what you did read? I know you can't talk about it, but can you share with us something?
Yeah, I can't get into the details, sir, but I can say it involved the defendant's connection to a scene of a crime consisting of 4 murdered people. So that's the significance of it.
Can you confirm that there is a connection between Bryan Kohberger and any of the victims?
I can't discuss that.
How confident are you that he is guilty of these crimes?
That wouldn't be my place to say. Certainly confident enough that there was ample probable cause for the issuance of the various warrants in the case.
What was your reaction when you heard this? You've all talked about, you followed this. This happened states away. When you get that call, or you all get the call, that this person could be right here in your home area, what's your reaction?
Well, I was surprised. Really, Monroe County of all places. It hits close to home. It's a normal human reaction, I would think, under the circumstances.
Do you know when he and his father left Idaho or Washington and drove to Pennsylvania, what that date was?
No, I don't know the exact date, ma'am.
Approximately, we understand the middle of December. Is that correct?
I think that's approximate.
And what about, we heard reports that they were stopped not once but twice on the highway. Can you elaborate?
I'll defer to his Pennsylvania public defender on that.
Do you have reason to believe that Kohberger is connected to other crimes and unsolved mysteries in the area?
I wouldn't answer that question at this time.
When you start looking at some that may be unsolved, where these are around.
That would be a normal thing to do.
Question for the PSP here. Said he was taken without incident. Was it safe to say that, I shouldn't say it's safe to say, but did it seem like he was expecting?
I wouldn't comment on what his present sense was. I would just comment that the professionalism of the CERT team and their tactical training definitely proved in a situation like this to do it in the most tactically sound and fastest way possible.
Was there anybody else in the house at the time?
Yes, parents were in the house at the time.
Did they say anything to you?
Again, present sense impression. I can't comment on that ongoing investigation.
You break down the door.
Force was used. The warrants were issued for evening search warrants, which in Pennsylvania requires additional probable cause in order to serve them at the hours of darkness. I would defer to the first assistant to talk about the legal burden that you bear in order to obtain those. But from a tactical standpoint, based upon all of the briefings that we had developed and all of the intelligence we had developed, we thought that was the best time to serve it.
And what tipped off that Pennsylvania was involved with this?
We were alerted by the FBI. Troopers in the Bureau of Criminal Investigation were alerted.
Anything on like his social media pages that tipped anything?
I can't comment. I don't know.
Has he ever been cooperative in this whole process?
Can't comment. Ongoing, like I said. The state police's role here was to serve the warrants and assist with the surveillance, which we've done. We've been part of major investigations. You know, these are men and women who take an oath to protect their communities and the Commonwealth here. We're very humbled with the opportunity that we had, given a case that has really gained international attention, to play a small part in it. And our hat is off to Moscow PD again with the size and the complexity of this investigation and the work that they've done to get us here today. And this is only the beginning of the next step.
If it's determined that anyone here in Pennsylvania either helped to conceal or dispose of any evidence, then you would be a part of this case, or would it go to...
I would say that we would pledge whatever support we can for ongoing investigations with the Idaho authorities here in Pennsylvania. Absolutely. We would help them in any way we could.
Were there any weapons found in the home?
I don't want to get into what was actually seized in the house pursuant to the evidentiary nature of it.
Can you give any insight into why you all decided to go in overnight to make the arrest?
Those are tactical decisions in terms of base surveillance. I don't want to give out too many tactical factors that go into that situation, but obviously surveillance was conducted and we wanted to go in at a time when we thought it would be the safest for everybody, safest for anybody else in the house, safest for Mr. Kohberger, and safest for our people.
There was an interesting question asked earlier about the care that needed to be taken to not tip the suspect off. Could you describe how long that lid had to be on things and how many people were involved in it? Like how many people knew and for how long?
So I would say, I would answer the question this way. I don't want to get into a timeline in terms of when we were notified by the FBI and when the surveillance began. Obviously, we know on Thursday night into Friday morning is when the warrants were served. I would say, as a credit to the professionals, both standing behind me and others not here, many others not here, the information was held very close. And we did not want to have any situation where Mr. Kohberger potentially would be tipped off. So as a result of that, I would say a close number of approximately 7 to 8 individuals, maybe 10 on the most within the PSP side of this operation knew about it.
And for days, can we say? Or?
I would say for a period of time. I would not feel comfortable commenting any more than that, for a period of time. And then as the tactical assets were brought in, people were briefed.
When the movement plan is finally decided, will there be an announcement?
Not from the state police. So we would defer to Moscow and the authorities in Idaho.
When he starts leaving Pennsylvania.
Well, we have security concerns now, obviously, to move any prisoner. Anytime you move somebody from a secure prison to another place, we don't want to, there won't be an announcement from the state police in terms of those logistics, but they're being worked on right now.
Can you give us your best guess when you think he might be moved roughly? Tomorrow?
We would like to do it as soon as possible, but the court order says 10 days. We have 10 days to coordinate it.
Can you potentially be on a plane tonight? Is it possible he could be on a plane tonight? That's a possibility, right?
I can't, I would think that's probably not likely.
Private plane, or would you fly commercial?
We're looking into that right now.
Can you confirm or deny that a window was broken in order to gain access into the home?
There were multiple windows that were broken, I believe, to gain access, as well as multiple doors. I think the video of the house after the fact confirms that. And that would all be part of the tactical plan based on the floor plan of the house, et cetera, and what the CERT operators would do to serve those warrants.
Was this suspect on your radar before, and are you looking at any connections?
I wouldn't comment on that based on the ongoing nature.
But how about did he have a criminal past? According to the UJS, I didn't see anything.
I can't comment on a person's criminal history during an ongoing investigation.
Sorry, Mr. Mancuso said that you stand ready to assist in giving a complete background of the defendant. What specifically is law enforcement interested in?
That'll be the last question after Mr. Mancuso answers.
In any case of this nature, and I prosecuted a fair share of homicides, double homicides, that sort of thing, you want to look at any evidence of possible motive. You want to look at any evidence of a pattern, of modus operandi or method. You want to get into the subject's character, mental state to the best you can, that sort of thing. So it'll be an all-encompassing effort, which we stand ready for. Okay.
How will you do it?
We have our ways. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Just for a quick spelling, I'll give everyone the spelling of everyone's name. It was included in the media advisory, but just so we have it. So Colonel's last name is Ivanchik, Evanchick. First name is Robert. Major Paris, his last name is spelled just like the city, Paris. First name Christopher. And the first assistant district attorney's last name was spelled Mancuso. So, CERT, Special Emergency Response Team. CERT. Thanks, everyone.
Breaking news. What is everybody talking about? Red hair. Sorry, I was just got sidetracked here for some of this. Did I miss the red hair thing? Well, what is everybody talking about? Redhead. I'm missing it. Okay, thanks, Stacy. I got your text too. Hold on, let me find that. So you said traffic stop. Bryan Kohberger is there. We're trying. Okay, so News Nation. Okay, hold on. The traffic stop, I guess. News Nation is gonna be hold on, let me bring it up. But what, I missed the red hair thing. Oh, is that what they said? Who said that? I missed it. Is that really y'all saying? I feel like you're messing with me, and that's not what it's about. No, it was something to do with the case, I feel like. Oh, a psychic. Oh. Oh, okay. But how do you guys all know about this? How does everybody know what it's about? The psychic. Is this like a thing?
More Americans are turning.
Hold on a second. So News Nation, is it gonna be live, do you think, on the YouTube? Here, I'm gonna bring up both. I'm gonna bring up hold on a second. I have two of those up. All right, let me bring. Wow, Law and Crime they never even came back with it, it looks like. That's crazy. No, I know, but how did everybody in chat know exactly what everybody was talking about is what I was wondering about the redhead. Yeah, there was a redhead. It was that information here. I'll try to find that video I was going to play for you, like, before this Bryan even got arrested. It was just some guy that was like giving some information. He had a couple videos and it was kind of weird. Website video. Oh, cool. Thanks, Stacy. Well, let me send it to me. Oh, wow. Cool. Ooh, I don't know if I might want to wait till News Nation does it, because I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous as far as team. I don't know. Hold on a second. Let me see. Hold on one second. One hour. I'm gonna wait to see if wait for News Nation. I feel like, Stacy. I'm a little here. Hold on. Okay. All right. Oh. Yeah, but isn't Bryan Enton gonna have it up in right now? I'd rather just wait for his, right? Isn't that what that said? Says just now got the body cam footage. We'll play it at 5 p.m. Right? So why not? It's 5, so I'm gonna wait. Right? Yeah, hold on. I'm keep checking. So let me just gonna be on a live or if it's just gonna be a video. I'd rather just wait a couple extra minutes, guys. It's just gonna be like the traffic stop. Just now got the body cam. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, that's his tweet, 5 p.m. Okay. Yeah, we'll just chat until it comes up. So what's up, everybody? Even with the murder weapon, if there's DNA in a car, it shows it almost impossible not to have after killing 4 people. Yeah. I mean, you would think it would be really hard not to have something, but then he could have cleaned it out. I'm sure he tried to clean his car real good, but. Oh, I heard about that Deirdre. Or, yeah. Somebody that was up on panel, was it 2 lives ago or whatever, was talking about that. No, I'm not worried about News Nation, Ash. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for News Nation. I'm talking about somebody else. I don't want to just say who right now in case if I. Hold on. WD Dom. Oh no, the ginger hair man. Wait, what? What are you guys talking about? So is that who that came from? Is the person you're talking about? All right, hold on. Well, what the heck? I'm on the live. Why isn't it coming up on mine? Stacy, I'm on their channel. Why the heck? You have to go to their website, huh? Okay, hold on. What the heck? Hold on, I'm gonna send it to me. All right. Okay. So they already played it, so we just have to rewind it, right? All right, 1 second, guys. Did they already play it? Because it's. Hold on. Yeah, it's not letting me rewind it. Is it 5 Pacific? No, I don't think so because other people have it up already. I don't murder. The thing you sent me is Stacy. It's not showing it. Am I missing something here? I'm just gonna keep checking. You guys, I mean, who cares if we see it like, 10 minutes later? I mean, if you guys are, is it that big of a deal or is it? Let me try to bring it up here. All right, well, where is it, buddy? Anyone in the body can footage of the car seen floating around social media. There you go. Yeah, that's what we're getting, D. That's what we're talking about. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm just waiting for Brian Ennon to put it up. He said at 5, and I can't. He's freaking. I don't know. I'm having trouble finding it. It's making me mad. Like, I'm checking his YouTube. I'm on his Twitter. Well, where the heck is it? It's on Twitter. I was just on his Twitter. On Brian's or on some on not Brian's. I'm talking about Brian Enton, or is it on somebody else uploaded it? I know that TMZ has it, but I'm a little bit nervous to do TMZ's. I don't know if they strike. So yeah, okay, here we go. We'll just go. Oh, this is just a screenshot. All right, here, let's see. There's some screenshot. Oh, here we go. All right. So Max Lewis from Fox, I guess. And then we have, all right, yeah, I guess I'll play this one. Hold on. I was just waiting for News Nation, but I guess people beat him to the punch here. I don't know why he said 5 and I don't see his. Okay, hold on. Unless if I'm doing something wrong, but other people have it, not him. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, I know. That's why I was waiting. I didn't want to chance it. And it's like I'd rather wait like 10 minutes and wait for it to come up with somebody that's not gonna freaking strike me. That was my whole point. Not worth it, you know? Okay. I just had to bring it up in this computer and then we're gonna get it. Okay, so all right, let's see. Let's see. Where all right. Hey, Saul.
I'm at one car going 10 miles an hour, so I'm going 60 or 70 miles an hour. About 6 or 7 cars. Oh, you guys did? Yeah. So. You guys stopped by a trooper? We don't have any SUVs. It was a county guy. Was it like a black SUV? Okay. All right. You thought you guys were following too closely? Today? Well, I'm not going to give you guys another ticket or warning if you just got stopped. Just make sure you keep yourself plenty of room, okay? So like I said, it's all about how fast you're going, okay? So if you're
I don't know why we're looking.
miles an hour, you only need one car. Or if you're going, so the speed limit here is 7. If you're going 7 miles an hour, you need 7 cars. Yeah. That's the easy way to explain this. Yeah. It's really it's in the B&B man says 2-3 All right. You guys have a safe trip. Where y'all headed? Thank you so much. Where y'all headed to? Where at? Yeah. It's a long haul. You guys scared of airplanes? Okay. All right, well, hey, peace out, Central. Thank you.
Oh, they didn't even show him. What the heck? Why did he keep his camera down? Like, I don't understand why did he hold on. Does he know his camera's facing? I'm trying to think like I guess he's leaning over. I wonder if he purposely, because he wasn't going to give him a ticket. But yeah, there's a bunch of screenshots of. So here's just received body cam footage, traffic stop in his white Hyundai 1215 with him and his dad driving across the country. Tweeting link to video on our YouTube soon. Here's the screenshot. All right. Is this the same one? Yeah, it's the same one. There's 2 traffic stops. I'm trying to find the other one. Is this the other one? No, this looks like the same one. Yeah. Dang, everybody's posting it. Wow. Look at his face. He's like, that's kind of a funny face. I don't know if I want a longer one, Angelina, if we can't freaking even see his face. I just want the other one where we could actually see. Oh, okay. So what is it? WTHR? Okay, well, we'll check it out. Let me just scroll down a few more and see. Video Bryan, SATM. Okay. Yeah, we already watched that. Is this a different angle? Yeah, it's the same thing.
Well, I'm not going to give you guys.
All right, let me do WTHR. Is it on their YouTube channel? Anybody? I still don't see News Nation having it up. What the heck? Okay, WTHR. Oh, there it is. Wait, hold on. Here's one from WTHR. Okay, let's see. A long face, yeah. I want to. Isn't there the other one's not out yet? He's probably nervous right now. I mean, knowing that they're looking for a car, that kind of a car. He freaking just, he killed 4 people, allegedly, I should say, just getting pulled over. Bryan, I'm talking about, he's probably nervous because, I mean, you don't know what they're pulling you over for. Like, what if they're onto him or whatever? I'm trying to, like, look at his face. Hold on. Look at his dad. Like, all right. Yeah, I'm sure he's like wondering. You never know. Yeah, I know. Trace on the case. I'm sure he is. Ernie from Big Bird. Aw. You get my Instagram post. No. Can you just email me? Because I'm so behind on Instagram. I don't even know how to get caught up. I need to somehow get through I need to just do it. Like from like the Kylie case, I got so backed up that I just kind of like, I don't know. So I'm going to end up eventually trying to get through all the messages because it's just from like months ago. But if you want me to find it like right now to share it, can you email me it? Because I'll never be able to find it now, right? Like quick, I'm sorry, but he's like, yeah, the car is really dirty, huh? Yeah. I'm sure, Saul. Hey, After Dark and Crime, or After Dark Coffee and Crime. What up? What up? Oh, is it a cut on his hand? No, I think it's just the sun. Hold on. So this would be over a month after the murders. Would he still have? I mean, I guess he could still have like a scab or something. Let's see. You think that you see a cut or something? Hold on. Do you guys see one? I mean, I could put it in my editor and see, but I don't see anything. Nothing. I'm not seeing one. Do you? I don't know. But it could be gone by now. Oh, he finally posted it on Twitter. Stacy, okay. By the wrist. I feel like it's the shadow. Maybe. But to me, I feel like it could be like the shadow or maybe hair. You know how, like, I don't know. I don't. You would think that he would have his, if that is indeed a cut, like he would have his shirt like pushed down. I think it's a shadow too. I don't think the Indiana police pulling them had anything to do with the case. I think oh, I know. I'm not saying it does, Tracy, but my point is he doesn't know Bryan. And you can you imagine what's going through his head? That's the whole point. Like him knowing, okay, they're I don't know, by 12:15. When did they start looking for that kind of car? What was the date? What was the date of that other body cam footage came out? Because wasn't it right around that same time? Because it was like almost the same time. That's why everybody thought that that body cam had something to do with the white car. Remember? Does anybody know offhand what date? Because I just want to know if it was already out with his car. So it was in his head like, oh my God, they're looking for the same type of car. Go forward? Okay. But then he goes down. Yeah, and then the rest we don't see anything.
I stopped you, man, when you're driving back at semi.
Okay, so it was already out. Can you imagine? That's what I'm saying. Like, what's in his head? Do they have something on me?
Oh, you guys did?
Yeah. For a week? Okay, December 7th, you guys? Okay.
So. You guys stopped by a trooper? We don't have any SUVs. It was a county guy. Was it like a black SUV? Okay. All right. You guys followed it closely? Today? I'm not going to give you guys another ticket or warning if you just got stopped. Just make sure you give yourself plenty of room, okay? So like I said, it's all...
Sarah, my whole point is just that the whole point with this comment is just the fact that if he knew, like, I'm just saying, like, if it, and it was already out, you guys are saying it was like December 8th. Some people were saying from December 7th to 9th. So it was before we're looking for this white Elantra. So I'm just saying that he would know that they were onto this white car. That's all. No big deal. I'm just trying to like get in his mindset, you know, what he was thinking. Yeah, I could put it in my editor and we could zoom in. Hold on 1 second. I don't think we could hear. Okay, let's try to hear his voice. Hold on. That's true. This might be our only shot of hearing what he sounds like. Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm trying to play Juliet. I don't know. It's going to be hard since it's not fleecing him of which one's talking. You know?
Got your license and registration. I stopped you, man, when you're driving by me there. You're a little too close to back at semi. One car in the back of this trailer. I'm about one car going 10 miles an hour. So I'm going 60 or 70 miles an hour. We're about 6 or 7 cars. Oh, you guys did? Yeah. Straight down. So. You guys stopped by a trooper? We don't have any SUVs. It was a county guy. Was it like a black SUV? Okay. All right. You said you guys following too closely? Today? Well, I'm not going to give you guys another ticket or warning if you just got stopped. Just make sure you give yourself plenty of room, okay? So like I said, it's all about how fast you're going, okay? So if you're going 10 miles an hour, you only need one car. Or if you're going, so the speed limit here is 7. If you're going 70 miles an hour, you need 7 cars. Yeah. That's the easy way to explain it. Yeah. Okay. It's really in the B&B man, it says 2 seconds. All right. You guys have a safe trip. Where y'all heading? Thank you so much for stopping. Where y'all heading to? Where at? Yeah, it's a long haul. You guys scared of airplanes? Did you? Okay. All right, well, hey, please have a safe trip. Thank you, sir.
I don't know. It's hard to hear. So I wonder, was it him that was probably doing most of the talking, right? I'm imagining that he was the one talking. What do you guys think? You think he was the main guy talking, right? Not his dad, or what do you think? And I know he was talking about his stop earlier. I wonder if is that other stop out yet? Now that I know it exists, I should order it, but by the time I would get it, it's gonna be out anyway. Drivers, side faces, road and dangerous. What? Drivers. Oh, you think the dad was? Really? But shouldn't the driver be the one talking though? That's what I was just assuming, because don't they usually want to talk to the driver, or I don't know. Well, if that's the case, then we can't hear him then. Oh, good stuff. Interrogation. I would say that too, to get after. I don't know. What do you got? Who think? So put a 1 if you think it was him talking, and put a 2 if you think the dad was talking. I'm just curious what most people think. So put a 1 if you think Bryan was talking, and 2 if you think the dad, like the main one that was doing most of the talking. I'm not saying there wasn't like they both didn't say a few things, but I mean, I know you can't tell, you don't know for sure, but just what do you think? He likes to talk. I don't know. All right, let me see. Oh, wait. Ooh, we got another view. Hold on a second. Let's see if we got anything. Yeah, they may have already been aware. I don't know how long. We'll see in the affidavit how long they were already on to him. Don't want to let him know until they're ready to charge him, because they don't want him to flee. Oh, okay. I didn't catch that. Because I was thinking, number 1, it did sound like a younger voice. Number 2, I figured that the driver would be the one talking. So, but I don't know. Oh, dash cam. Thank you. Yep. Since we're not going to see anything else, but let's just see if we could see their anything interesting. Not really, probably, huh? It looks like he is the one talking up there. That Bryan is. It looks like he's the one that seems to be talking, doesn't it? Kind of. So I'm wondering if that was him talking originally. Wonder if I could somehow get the background noise out and get a better hear of it, but I don't know. Anybody good at like doing audio? It like audio editing or something. I could try, but I'm amateur. I have that. I never did do the one. What was I supposed to look at for? I was gonna put it in Audacity. What was it again? I never did it. Audio. What was it? Oh, for Jack, the hoodie guy. But now I don't know if it's even important. Maybe I could try to do it for this. That's probably why I never did it, because then this came out. I don't know. That was that one girl that said that. Remember, Michelle? Or is more people saying that? Saying that he lost all that weight and then he got aggressive. He like changed or whatever. And then supposedly the other friend did in an article, did some interview that said that that hold on. No, it was her. It was the same one. She said that he was on drugs and lost weight. And then the other guy said he got from his junior to senior year, he got like his personality changed. Like he turned like he was aggressive and stuff. So it was two different people. Remember? There was one in an article and then there was one that girl. And Chris said he knows the why can't I think of her name? I always forget the friend's name. Hold on. I have a screenshot of it. Kaylee. It begins with a C. I don't know why I can't get her name stuck in my head. Every time I try to think of it, I can't think of it. Let's see if there's anything else new out. I had a couple other videos ahead of time that I was going to play, but there might be some new stuff that might be more interesting. Let me see here. I wonder if the other one is out. Has anybody seen the traffic stop before that? The first one? What is this? Oh, look. Is this? It says so this is his family. It says the family hide their faces. Is that his sister, maybe? I'm guessing. His parents and sister? I don't know. Just a guess. Huh. There's quadruple murder. Suspect Bryan Kohberger's family hide their faces as they arrived at court. So I wonder what they're thinking. Okay, this is going to be the same one. Oh, somebody pointed out. So they're seeing something. I just think it's a shadow. I mean, I could be wrong, but to me, it looks, at least this looks like a shadow. I'm not sure what they're seeing here. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that it's not a shadow? Casey, thank you. Casey. You know how I'm going to remember it? Casey Jones. I'm going to remember it now. Now I'll remember it. Okay. That's what I was thinking it does. Yeah, well, definitely not open cuts, but I mean, there might be like a scab or I don't know. Pull it up. I swear, cop said you triplet. Good rocket science. Wait, wait, what? Deidre, I'm confused. You triplet? Good rocket science? What does that even mean, though? If he is guilty, then he will be able to have firsthand access to interview other sickos for his dissertation. Yeah, that's true. First one. You might use that as research. I mean, like when he's in there, he might be interviewing, scrape on wins. Oh, so you think me? I mean, it might be. It might be. I don't know. My first guess would be a shadow, but let me see if, hold on. Let me do a screenshot and then zoom in and see if we could see it better. Hold on a second. I know I'm getting hungry too, dude, and smelling my mom cooking. Casey Jones, yes. You know the song, huh? Ride in that train. High on. Yeah, okay, hold on. I'm gonna screenshot it and try to zoom in. Just see. Oh, look, this one, they have it zoomed in pretty good on this. Look. His face is just everything, though. He's just like, what the heck? This does look like a cut right there, though. Right there, doesn't it? But that could be a shadow, too. Hold on a second. See, this looks more like it could be a little cut than this, because this just looks like the shadow and some hair, like hair. And then haven't you ever seen like hair on guy's arm, like, and then on the side is where it all comes like together and it looks thicker right there? Please, somebody tell me you know what I'm talking about. That's what it reminds me of. Do you know what I'm talking about? Anybody? Yeah, I know. I think he's debating whether he's busted. I mean, that says everything right there. I agree. All right, let me see. His hand kind of looks like a foot. What? What? It kind of, I was gonna say it may look swollen, but a foot. What do you mean? He has his like knuckle, like he has his fingers. He does. He looks so worried. But now this knuckle thing looks, I can't tell if that's a shadow. So hold on, I'm gonna zoom in. Let me get I have to screenshot it so I could zoom in. Hold on one second. I wonder if there's a clearer screenshot I could get where, hold on. It's a little bit clearer. Hold on. Yeah, not this. No, they have their freaking watermark all over it. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'll do this one. I wonder if he has any like scars left on him from it, like now. I mean, if they're deep enough cuts, I mean, I wonder if they could use some of that. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna zoom in and see what we can make out. Yeah, if he boxes, that's true. He could always just say that, huh? Come on, computer. All right. Yeah, dude, I think that could be something. If that is something, that is a cut that goes from one finger to the knuckle, which would be I mean, that could be a pretty good defense wound, but I can't tell if that's just a shadow. What do you guys think? A cut from here to here, and when you have cuts on your hands, you can't hide them like you can like on a wrist or. I don't know. That's pretty dark, though. Actually, huh? I don't know. I can't tell if that. Now that I'm zooming into this, now this looks more than just what I was thinking. What do you guys think? Was he born? What do you mean, Lisa? Like his thumb is like, so he has 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers. Look, that even looks like, huh? Maybe, guys. Now that I'm seeing, like, even this might be something. What do you guys think? I know, like, zooming in now doesn't look, it's too dark and thick to be hair. And then there even looks like there's like a round little cut right here. But look, like that, wow, like a knife, like it would go, psh, psh, like I could see this, a cut going from that finger up to the knuckle. That's crazy. Yeah, that might be something. I wonder if the cops noticed that when they were talking to him. Probably, huh? You think on the left one too? You said left side. Left hand or just left? It's just hard with the lights, you know? It's like the shadows. Look at that face, though. Oh my lord. Well, it's not a cut, it's a scab. Like, if anything, those are scabs. It's not like an open wound, like, right? I don't know. So that would be like about a month later. Would it look like that, you guys? Let's think. I mean, I think if the scab, if it's a deep enough cut, I would think that it would still be like it could be like a really dark scab. You know how? And it depends if it keeps like opening up, you know, being on the hands or on the wrist, it might. But I wonder, let's say he did have cuts on him. I mean, didn't his dad notice? And that's what I'm saying. When I'm asking about his parents, I'm not thinking they're involved in any way whatsoever. But do you think they had like a idea? Not that they would know for sure, but like wondering, like, huh, let's say he does have cuts on his hands. Like, like he's acting weird, and maybe some other red flags that they seen the way he was acting or different things, and then they see like things cuts on him or something. Let's if those are indeed cuts. Like, do you think that, you know, it ever crossed their mind? Makes me wonder. I don't know if he still uses ash. I'm not sure. That was what, in high school that they were saying that he started. But yeah, he still definitely could be. Was he right-handed? I don't know. I don't know how we're going to be able to figure that out. We would have to have like more. It doesn't seem like he had much social media, like to see like a video or but I mean, defensive wounds, I'm trying to think. So if he was, well, okay, so if he's the one that had the knife and let's say he is right-handed. I don't know. That would be interesting to find out if what handed he was. Yes, good point, Angelina. Let's say he did need stitches, but considering everything, he's not going to go in and get stitches. So let's say he did need them, doesn't get them. Yeah, it's going to take longer to heal up, right? Commonplace for tattoos. Yeah, but you think, I mean, what is that? That doesn't look like a tattoo. Like, what would the tattoo be? Just like a line? You know what I'm saying? To me, I mean, I guess it could be, we just can't tell, but I don't know. I don't think it's a tattoo. You could play soccer. Paul, you guys are cracking me up. There is writing? Okay, can somebody send me a email? Oh, let me see if. So there's one of him writing. Let me see if anybody sent me any. Okay, hold on one second. Just trying to see if anybody like email me anything interesting or. Okay, so there's one of him writing. Trying to think what's the best way for me to find this picture. Oh, this might be interesting, this video. All right, I'm going to save this. Maybe we could watch this video too. I have a few videos I still wanted to watch that are kind of interesting. Hold on. Let me download this real quick. Okay. If anybody has the picture of him, okay, so if somebody's seen the picture of him writing, what is he, right or left-handed? And that's kind of tricky because you know how like pictures get flipped and oh, it's right-handed, but are you sure it's not flipped? You know, remember our StreamYard, and it's like StreamYard, you could tell which handed you are, but like when you do, but that's what I'm saying. Like, how do we know? What was it from? Twitter, or I think like TikTok flips it. StreamYard flips it, but it does it in a weird way where you could still tell what hand you are. It's so weird. I don't understand how it does it like that. But like TikTok, I think it's TikTok, right? Where the letters will even be backwards, like on a like say you have a shirt. But StreamYard, won't be backwards, but yet you're still flipped. Don't ask, but that's just all right, let me see. Did anybody oh, you emailed it? All right, hold on. So it looks like he's right-handed if it's not flipped. All right, hold on one second. Let me share this picture. Remove. In real time. So I mean, yeah, this probably looks like he's right. Well, yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah. So right-handed. So that would go along with if those are indeed like cuts on him, that would make more sense of him being right-handed. In my opinion. Because he would have been the one with the knife, right? So if those are from the knife and like, I could see how that would happen with the hand that you are using. Bryan Kohberger, there's one article from Yahoo News titled Bryan Kohberger's family shocked, believes police nabbed the wrong man in Idaho murders. Did you guys, I didn't realize they were trying to already say that it's the wrong person. Did you guys know that? Hold on, let me share this. Let's see. Oh, I have the wrong thing up. All right. Let me just see real quick because I have other things I want to share too, but this just popped up. They don't believe it to be Bryan. They can't believe this. They are obviously shocked. This is certainly completely out of character. The allegations, and really, they're just trying to be supportive with the understanding that these 4 families have suffered loss. Yeah, they're saying they're shocked. They don't believe that he slaughtered 4 college students, according to the report. He believes he's going to be exonerated. That's what he believes. Who visited Kohberger 4 times since his arrest. Those were his words. He's been very easy to talk to. Actually, he's in a calm demeanor. The FBI, along with local police, arrested Kohberger at his parents' home. Okay. His parents and 2 sisters. Yep, so that was his sister. I'm sure expected to be in court. 4 counts of first-degree murder. 1 count of felony burglary. Calm, polite, despite knowing the death penalty is on the table. He quoted his client as saying to him, "This will be a long process." Wow. Yeah, it says that he'll be kept in a suicide vest, has been accommodating of his vegan diet. And then we already heard like that he requested to speak with his parents, but it was declined. Taken into custody 1:30 a.m. Friday, matched DNA from the crime scene to a sample submitted by one of his immediate family members to genealogy testing website. Does anybody know which family member submitted that? Oh, it was probably okay. It could have just been at any time, huh? Though that they did it. Never mind. That wouldn't really mean anything. But like a cloud was lifted, Steve says. All the victims' families are searching for a possible connection. I bet, man. They're probably like trying to figure out like why. Like, is there some kind of connection? Is it just random? Do you guys think that they're gonna find a connection, or do you think it's just like totally random? That would be actually a good poll question, huh? Hold on, I'm gonna put that up. We'll probably take different schedules depending on who is available. Yeah, this is the grieving father told ABC that the family will be regular fixtures at Kohberger's appearances. The motive has not been disclosed by police. The knife hasn't been covered yet. Wow. Okay, hold on a second. Let me put a poll up and see what you guys think. Okay. Wait, what was I gonna I already forget what I was just gonna do the poll. I have so many freaking things going through my head. Somebody help me out. I can't even. What did I just say I was gonna do the poll on when we were talking? Oh my lord. Whoa. Anybody remember what I just remember? I just said I'm gonna do a poll on that. What the heck was it? Oh, thank you. And I don't even think you weren't even trying to answer my question, but you just reminded me what it was. If oh, you too, Joel. Oh, you did. Oh, cool. Whether it was random or not. Yes. Thank you. Okay, let me do that. It was random. Why isn't it? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, that poll's still up. Okay, so my last question was, do you think Bryan's parents were aware of his involvement? And 30% said yes. 70 said no, that you don't think that they were aware. All right, so I'm going to end that poll and I'm going to do another one. No, I am not high, Mike. I hope you're just joking. I'm trying to think what's the best way to word this? You think how should I word this? Do you think they're do you think this anybody? I don't know why I can't think how to word this so when people come in, they know. Man, my brain right now. Do you think there's a direct connection to victims or complete? Thank you, Great Babe. That's a good way to word it. Okay. Sometimes I'm not good at like thinking of like that kind of stuff for some reason. Okay, so do you think you think there's a direct connection to wait, I want to put his name to Bryan, to the victim of Bryan. Shouldn't we put his name in there though? Do you think there's a direct connection? I don't know if that's all right. Let's see. I don't know how I'm trying to think how I would answer that if I was answering the poll. I don't know. I would probably say no. I think it's random more than not. Whoa, that was a weird noise. Okay. One second. Just got back from a hearing. Can't believe I've been following this case. You were in the wow, you were there? What was it like? Oh my god. Red won't go. So what? Wait. Red won't go. Wow. Man. How close were you? Like, what row were you in? It's 2 questions. Wait, it is? Do you think that there's a direct connection to Bryan and the victims or complete? Oh, that's true. Wait a minute. Wait, I didn't word that right. Hold on. You're right. That doesn't even make sense. Hold on a second, guys. We have to redo that. That's hold on. That's why I was just having trouble wording that. So I just have to stick to one. I'll just say, do you think it was? Oh no, that's what I'll do. Hold on a second. I'll just write out 2 answers. Okay, do you think? Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. Thank you, Ellie. That because people are probably reading it a certain way, and some people might be reading it a different way than others. Hold on a second. Do you think there's a direct connection to Bryan and the victims are completely random? All right, hold on. I'll just put, do you think, and then give those two options. Do you think? All right. Okay. Now it's not letting me ask. Do I have too many characters? Wait a minute. I have two. No, I don't. Oh, I have too many. Hold on. Do you think there's... Wow, they don't let you have too many for an answer. Well, hopefully you guys understand what this means. There's a direct connection or completely random. I'm just worried about new people coming in might not know what it means. Okay. Thanks, Ellie. I can't believe I didn't even realize. So when everybody the answer, what were you guys answering? Which way? Yes, we played it, Carrie. Thank you. That's a good question. I don't know. No, I know. I worded in a way where there's two questions, like she said. Like it was like you were. I was asking both of them. So I was wondering what when people were reading it. I'm sure some people were reading it like where they were answering the one and one. Some people were reading it and answering the other. Like it depends on probably how they just saw it. I don't know. I can't explain what I'm thinking, but I'm sure some people were thinking it said one thing and then some people were thinking it said the other. But now it does. You're saying it still doesn't make sense? Is that what you guys are saying? GPS. Well, how do you want me to word it, guys? That's what I was asking you. Are you saying it still doesn't make sense? I don't know. I just didn't know how to put the first thing. I want to ask like which one do you think it's random or that there's a connection? I know that's what I'm saying. People that just got here. I just want to know if you guys think that Bryan had a direct connection to any of the victims. So it could just be one victim. I mean, let's say there's just like one of them or more than one. If you think that there was even a connection to one of them, you put direct connection or completely random. Was it more just like he was going to be like a serial killer? He just did it for research. He didn't know any of the victims. It's just completely random. What connection is there to the murders and the victims? Yeah, I guess I could have worded it, but I don't think I should do it over again. Do you think? Hey, face of America. Substantial evidence, Bryan's connection, and you only miss one word for picky people. Thank you. Yeah. It's not possible connection. I think it was random and not a possible. Then to stalk them to get more info and plan it all out. Okay. Ask which person the connection is with. Yeah, I could do that for the next poll. One of the girls through their workplace routines. Okay. Well, that's the thing, though. It could still be random, and he was kind of like watching him so he could plan the crime. I still think that could be random. Like if there's no connection where there's like nothing personal, but he was just trying to get maybe like their routines so he could plan a better murder. You know what I'm saying? Without getting caught. I still would go with random on that. You know? And then anything that would be connection, like if he knew him or there was a motive, there was like a reason why he picked them. You know, that's how I try to answer that for this. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I am gonna leave it. I'm not gonna start it over. It's fine. It's fine. Yes, we actually played it on here. A little bit ago. Huh. That's what that person said, that everybody was saying that that one guy, that JCS or whatever, the one guy that everybody thought it was him because he knew like details. We should go back and watch this because I'm going to make sure he says 2 years. I swear he said 2 years ago. Is that what you guys are talking about? That came from that guy where he said that he ended up sending her like 27 texts that she didn't respond to, or not text necessarily. I think he just said like that he reached out and tried to contact her like 27 times. I don't know if it was all text, but she never responded to one. But a lot of people were saying that it's not true because he didn't even live in that area 2 years ago. But this guy said basically they saw them two in a bar together talking. So he thinks that, you know, she went home with them, maybe had a one night stand and then never, got in touch with him. He tried to reach out there 27 times. She never responded. This is what this random guy is saying. Don't know if it's true. I don't know. Is that what you guys are talking about? Okay, so if think about what you're saying, Charlie, they're polls. They're just polls. So it's probably asking about Jack D. Yeah. How does a poll say somebody is a killer when it's a poll? It's asking a question. It's nothing to believe in. It just gives it gives you an idea of what the people in the group are thinking. It's not like, oh, that means it's true because it's a poll. It's just to give the mindset of the crowd. I just want to know what everybody's thinking. It's not to prove anything. We're not trying to prove anything. It's just trying to get a feel what people are thinking that are watching. Like, what you crack me up, Charlie. You're always No, yeah, it was. The guy said in his TikTok that he has an inside person that works for law enforcement that he is getting information from. But is this guy lying? I don't know. He's the same guy that did you see the guy that everybody they thought it was him because he was doing a TikTok and he was filming his screen and it had the reflection. You could kind of see his like a reflection of him, and it did look pretty close to Bryan, but it's not him because he put out a video just like yesterday or whatever, saying like I'm innocent till proven guilty or whatever. So he's obviously Bryan can't be making videos in jail, right? But basically, yeah, he said he knew he was in contact with somebody that was in law enforcement that's giving him this information. That's the story. But if I'm remembering right, he said 2 years ago. Let's bring it up and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I think he said 2 years ago that they were talking in a bar. Maybe I'm wrong about the timing. You guys remember? Yeah, we could see you, Stacy. I actually commented to one of your things just not that long ago. I don't know what. Okay, how did the dad get there so quickly and made it to Indiana by roughly 4 p.m. on the 15th? What do you? I mean, what do you mean? What do you know when he left or something? I heard he flew 2 years ago. I know that's why. That's what I'm saying. That's why everybody said it was fake because he didn't live there 2 years ago. But I want to watch it with you guys because maybe I got the time wrong where he said that they were seen in a bar. But I guess even though he didn't live there 2 years ago, doesn't mean he wasn't there for something. I don't know. I guess. Who knows? Here, I'll play it for you guys. Hold on. I had his thing on. Yeah, here it is. All right. I don't remember which one here. This is his. Wait. Actually, I'm going to bring it up on this computer. Hold on 1 second. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So those, I think most people do know about it, but I think there's some people that might not know what I'm talking about. All right. All right, here we go. So this is the guy. Here we go. Oh, it's doing the echo. Gosh,
You're off, people. I'm innocent until.
Shoot. I'm gonna have to. Oh, man. Hold on. Why does it do that sometimes? It's so annoying. Let me try to share it this way. God, I hate that. All right, let's see if this way works.
Screw off, people. I'm innocent until proven guilty.
So that's the most recent one from 23 hours ago. Okay. I mean, obviously he's probably getting a kick out like people are thinking. I forget which one he talks about the.
Hey, I wanted to update you guys. My posts were getting taken down. I don't know if this may be the same. But if you review my first video, you'll see that all of the things I said, well, about 90% of them have come out in the media since I said them and have been deemed to be true. I have new information from inside the investigative process, and that is that there was a connection between between Kohberger and Kaylee. 2 years ago, they have had two witnesses come forward and say that they were interacting at a bar in town. I know nothing about the city, so they were interacting with the bar. Anyway, the police believe that they perhaps went home together that night, and only because phone records have been searched and they have discovered that all of a sudden, 2 years ago, all of a sudden, Kaylee's phone began being bombarded with messages from Bryan Kohberger. There were about, I think they said 27 messages left in a 2-week period after this particular date. And then sporadically after that, when they checked Kaylee's phone records to look at outgoing calls, she never once returned any of his calls. So we could be looking at a one-night stand and someone dealing with rejection. This is, by the way, I am not slut shaming. I am a feminist. I do not, subscribe to any misogyny whatsoever. So please don't think that's what this is. It's just what the police are finding out. That is the connection that no one will mention, is that they believe that Kaylee and Bryan possibly spent a night together. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they just talked, whatever. But he became sort of really focused on her and bombarded her telephone with calls to which she never returned any of them. Also, there's a lot of misinformation. People are just running wild with things. There's all these things about him wearing gloves after the crime to hide his fingerprints. That's ridiculous, because think about it. If he was smart enough to do that, then wouldn't he have been wearing gloves when the crime was committed? Hello? And he thinks he's so smart that he's going to get away with this, which is why he is not fighting the extradition. He's going to say that the reason his DNA was found in the apartment was because he and Kaylee had spent time together. That's going to be his out.
Okay.
A murder weapon.
I'll show you the reflection, just a small part of the
anywhere.
reflection one. I'm not going to watch the
from
whole
here,
thing.
from
Hold
there
on.
to the East Coast. There's just no telling. Anyway, let's see if this stays up. If it gets taken down, this is last year here from me. If it stays up, I will give you some more information that I've got. Thanks. Bye.
So 2 years ago, where did he live 2 years ago then? I guess we'll see in the affidavit if it says, but here, I'll show you the reflection one. Hold on, which one is it? Oh, is that taken down?
Hey there.
I think I have a screen record of it because I originally. Wow, I don't see the screen record one. Wait a minute.
Hey there to those.
Oh yeah, it's this one. Okay. Right?
Himself. I'd like to share the second 345. You know, my posting this.
Hold on a second. Right here.
Hey there. Anyway, how do we know that she screamed? Because 3 individuals reported hearing a scream between.
So yeah, you can see the reflection. People said it looked like him. I mean, people were like, so many people were talking about it.
3:45 and 4 o'clock.
I'm not going to watch it all, but
a specific time frame as to when the murders occurred.
It's not him.
Because I don't know if you noticed, but the authorities weren't called the next day. It was an area. Weapon had not been in the house. The person brought it with them.
I'm trying to find like a part where you can see his head.
It was an area.
I don't know.
Neighbors say they do.
Well, you guys could go watch it. I'm not going to.
There's often loud noise coming from the house. I was told that there are parties there all the time. Again, I don't know if that's true, but it's what I was told.
Yeah, there's a lot.
The weapon used was a long serrated-edged hunting knife with a fixed blade. The weapon had not been in the house. The person brought it with them and took it when they left. The 2 victims were on the same bed, not side by side. One victim was found on top of the other. The reason is that the one tried to escape and was grabbed, harmed, and then shoved and fell on top of her friend. That is why there is there's a lot of blood mixtures on this at the scene. They're also desperately looking for this white car. The reason being is that it was seen speeding by an A&W gas station. I don't even know what that is, but anyway, that's, again, it could be wrong. I was just told it was seen speeding by an A&W gas station / hangout at 3:45. Now, if the screen was recorded at 3:38 and the car sped by at 3:45, it's a very tight time frame, but it is possible that the person left immediately and rushed and was seen speeding by. Also, the scream may have been what caused the person to quickly leave. That scream could have been what saved the other 2 roommates' lives. The person knew that they might be detected, so they sped away. Again, this is all just rumor. Take it for what it is. I just pray for these young people. I hope they rest in peace and that their families can find peace after this horrible crime. And I hope that the person who committed it can be brought to justice. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so that's that. How many of you guys already seen it? So I don't know if there's any truth. 2 years ago, are we going to find that out? A lot of you guys are saying no, he didn't live there. I don't know where he lived 2 years ago. I mean, yeah, maybe he didn't live in the apartment, but where? Okay, wait, he went to school, so he graduated. Hold on a second. Let me see something. Where is hold on. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be. Oh, that's in Pennsylvania. I don't know. Maybe this guy is full of it, but I just wonder, if we're gonna find a, because whatever Steve said, didn't he say something about some kind of connection? So we have 83% so far is saying direct connection, 17 is saying completely random. So more people do think there's a connection than not. Huh. Oh my God, I know, I'm so hungry. Who went to fry food? Oh my Lord. I know my mom was cooking something because I could smell it. I don't smell it as strong now because they're probably already long gone, cooked, ate. Not that I'm sure they saved me some, but I mean, they probably already ate dinner. Yeah, it's already 6:16. They definitely ate dinner. Man, I don't want to get off though, but I want to eat. So maybe I could do a live later. What are you guys doing later? I want to eat, but ran out of characters. I don't know anyone can mind justify. Because I still had some videos I wanted to play. There were still some pretty good ones from the last day or two. I know. An expression meet in my room. Dark that'd be awesome. Oh Lord, that'd be awesome. Believe it. This type of channel law enforcement is being the subject. Wait, what? You're apparently not reading the chat. Zav's audience is saying they believe it. Believe what, Just Jake? What? What are you saying they believe? I feel like there's usually a good mix of audience. Believe what? Maybe stick around or see you a little later. I'd be down to stick around or see you all later. Eat. We'll be around. Everybody's saying go eat, but I just wanted to see. I'm trying to see what Jake is saying now. Steel Ribbon, what's up? You can't hear me, Ellie? Oh, so people are believing that. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's legit. I don't know. I just looked into him today. It just popped up. I have no idea. That's what I was asking you guys if you heard anything. I have no idea. He's saying he has some inside information. So at the beginning of that video I just played is where he explains that he knows somebody in law enforcement that's giving him this information. So I don't know. He could be full of it. Yeah. But Jake, I'm just playing you what's out there. I'm not saying, none of us could confirm. We have no idea. It's just interesting. It's something that's out there. People are talking about. So I just played it to see what you guys know and what you guys are thinking, Anyway, all right, guys. Yeah, maybe I'll come back later. Just curious to why harmful. Yeah, I don't know why it's harmful. People can make up their own, mind on what they think. So it's up to them. And I don't even think I'm leaning one way or the other. I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was interesting. And then I didn't realize he didn't live there 2 years ago. So then when I heard that, I'm like, wait a minute. If he didn't live there 2 years ago, I don't know. And then like how she was with Jack for 5 years or so. Well, Charlie, I'm still confused why you keep coming back. if you really have that big of a problem with what I do, then go to someone that you like. There's so many channels out there. There's somebody for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like there's somebody that goes with what you want to hear. Just go watch them. Like if I bother you that much, I don't know. I'm confused why you would want to go through that all the time and watch me. You know? I freaking stay away from people that bother me, you know? Don't do that to yourself. Be around people that make you happy, you know? Thanks, Heidi. Yeah, DeSales. That's what I looked up. That's in Pennsylvania. So he would have been in Pennsylvania, but oh, I know I didn't do anything wrong, Amanda. Thank you, though. That's what I was just trying to say. Like, go somewhere else if you, because they always come in and they like give me a hard time. It's like, God, if you hate me that much, what the heck are you doing here? Thanks, Ellie. Yeah, I think that was a rumor. I didn't hear any, like, I remember that at first that was I don't even know where that came from, like that first day, but I don't think because the one sister is a therapist in New Jersey, right? And then the other one is a therapist, I think in maybe Pennsylvania or something. So no, I don't think there's anything legit about. I think that was just like a straight up rumor. But it's like, how do people just like start that and they make it up, and then how does it end up going around where it's like people are thinking it's true? Isn't that crazy how powerful somebody could just do a post and they could just like pretend they're somebody, and then it's gonna go around as like people talking about it. It's just so weird how I don't know, just how it is. That's why I don't understand why people do that. Hey, Camellia. Face of America. I don't know. Oh, thanks, Lisa. What? I didn't know somebody said that to you. I said no, and they said yes, you are. What? Are you serious? Huh. Who was it? I don't know. I'm gonna find out. Thanks, Stacy. It's very easy to make people believe things. Yeah. You thought it was great? What? Do you ever show feet asking for a friend? Hey? What? Who was it? Does anybody have a name? I had no idea that somebody said that. No, I'm thinking of it as I lost I mean, that you think it's great that I lost a sub. That's what I was just confused. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna go. And the fact that I didn't even know about it, you never even told me about that. I had no idea. When was it? You're doing something right. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go. I didn't even answer me. I was just asking why. Or is that a response to me? But you have to admit that would be kind of odd for what I do, like to show, like how would that fit into anything? Maybe if it was like a vlog or something, you know? All right, I'm gonna go. I'm starving, guys. I gotta go eat. Bye, everybody. Yeah, I might come live later. I don't know. Let me see how I feel after I end. Maybe I'll do open panel or something. All right, bye, guys.